Hey, on today's Living in Las Vegas, it's Potpourri for 800, Alex, where we're going to let the live chat determine what we talk about. No topic will be off limits, no question unanswered. This could be a real storm. And we're also going to do listener email and, of course, have a drink on me. This is a Living in Las Vegas podcast where we fear nothing. God help us. Let's get started. Living in Las Vegas starts now. Yes, it does. No. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome from Las Vegas, Nevada. That groovy little podcast that gives you a true first-person look into what it's like to call Sin City your home. The Living in Las Vegas podcast. And now your host, yes, a man who clearly needs some kind of introduction, otherwise you wouldn't know who he was.
Yeah, brother Scott.
Mr. Scott Whitney. Go. White man can't rap.
White man can't
scat.
White man
can't do anything. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Living in Las Vegas podcast here on the Vegas Video Network. I'm your host, Scott Whitney. Konnichiwa. Buenas noches. And how you doing, hot stuff? You guys are wild stuff. I'm just really happy to be here. Hey, guess what? Guess who I'm joined? And arguably, probably the most talented person on that side of the room. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Brett Grant, everybody.
It's me. There's nobody else here. Thank God. Hey, it's great to be back.
It's great.
Always good to be here in this beautifully warm studio. It's fabulous.
One of the questions is this a fake studio?
Does
this studio actually exist?
It's actually cooler outside.
That. All right, Brett. I'm not going to have you take me down like this. Hey, over and under. I'm going 60 minutes on this one. I think we're going to do okay on this.
I pushed the button.
There's not a chance that, and I actually started my timer 1 minute late, so I have to remember that. But there's not much chance that the live chat's going to have a lot for us to ask about. So, hey, we're just going to kind of play along here. And let's just dive right in.
Let's dive in, yes.
First of all, hey, we have to make an apology.
We do? Why?
Yeah, well,
I didn't do anything wrong.
Well, we did kind of.
Oh.
We are kind of like media.
Nah. We're using that term rather loosely, or what are we doing? The fact that you're laughing as you say it proves to me that we're not.
We're media. Okay, and so part of the responsibility of media, of course, is to vet the stories that we tell. That's what media does.
Oh, yeah.
All big media does that. And so we reported some time ago, let's call it 3 weeks ago, that the Honorable Harry Reid, that's his prom photo.
I prefer to call him Harry Buttocks.
That's the Honorable Harry Reid. We reported.
What does he have on his eye there? What is around that?
It's a piece of plastic that protects him from touching it.
Wow.
It's like a cup.
Okay.
Somebody took a cup.
I think he needs one on his other eye also.
Somebody took a cup and put it on his eye. Yeah. So we reported that
that
the Honorable Harry Reid got beat up by his brother Larry Reid. And we reported that as being, that's possibly true. I think we talked a little bit about an AAA meeting, and we'll come to find out.
No, it's AA.
Yeah,
it's not AAA. That means somebody's going to tow your car.
I stuttered a little bit there. Don't judge me, Mr. Broadcaster. So we reported that this was all real stuff. It felt real. It was really real. And guess what? It was a complete and utter lie. The whole story was made up. It was complete, I believe the word is, bullshit. And it was made up by some guy here in Las Vegas named Larry Pfeiffer, who surprisingly is a former consultant in the nightclub and entertainment industry. Yeah, he's a legit dude. Anyways, this guy made this story up because he was pissed off about right-wing media, writing about Harry being a bad guy. So he actually fed this to, do you ever heard of a guy named John Hinderaker?
Not when you say it that way, no.
How do you say it?
I have no idea.
Hinderaker.
Kindergarten.
He's a right wing political blogger. Anyway, so he fed this
winger.
Yeah, and John's like, oh, we're taking it, and the next thing you know, Rush Limbaugh's talking about it, and
but all of those guys though along the way didn't say it was true. They said take it for what it's worth.
Right.
This is what we're hearing. This is the rumor.
Right.
We, on the other hand, we dove headfirst in.
We decided that's completely true.
Screw it, we're in.
How can he possibly fall off?
We don't like Harry.
I mean, look, listen. I actually think if I were Harry, I'd rather have myself get beat up by my brother than to fall off a treadmill.
Right.
Which was the original.
I still don't believe the treadmill accident myself. I still don't believe it.
Right. So we're going to go with another falsehood that we're not going to be.
I'm just saying I don't believe it. It could be a variety of other things, but I don't know what they would be. I'm not believing. First of all, when's the last time Harry Reid ever told the truth? Okay, so that's what I'm going for. I know my chances of being accurate with regards to what he told me was true. I'm going with what I said. I'll take the field, as they would say in gambling. All right? You can have Harry Reid's story. I'll take any other potential plausible story. Any one of them over what Harry said.
Next up on Political Insider, Brett talks about Harry Reid. That's Political Insider. Okay, so
it's our new show. It premieres next Tuesday.
You may not
night.
be clear on this, but Brett's on the fence about Harry Reid. He's not quite sure how he feels. Anyways, I want to publicly apologize on behalf of Brett and myself.
You know what really sucks about Harry Reid the most? Publicly apologize.
Jeez, man.
Go ahead, publicly.
For spreading a rumor. You know, we have a monstrous viewer and listenership. It's worldwide.
It is.
It's dozens of people watching us.
In Russia.
In Russia. Well, we actually own quite a bit of Russia, quite frankly. These are very
We own St. Petersburg.
We got that
Russia.
place. We got some people in London. We know some people. Anyway, so that was wrong. We didn't vet it. We expected other people to vet it. We're too fast and nimble to be vetting.
We got too much shit to do.
We haven't got time. Oh, there you go. Thank you. By the way, I will tell you on the custom meter last week, you were right up there, my brother.
Was they okay? But mine were very effective.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that I didn't win, which I usually do. Right. But I will tell you, there's like, oh, hey, look, Brett. Oh, God, Brett, there you go. Oh, Brett, there you go again, big fella. Right. Okay, so again, we want to apologize to Mr. Reid. We can't. I don't want to
apologize to our listeners, not Harry Reid.
Well, fair enough.
Our viewers.
I don't want to apologize to our listeners and viewers for lying to you and And by the way, this was not our fault.
Right.
You know whose fault it was?
No.
It was Mike's. Mike in the live chat was the first person to bring this up to me.
Oh.
And I thought, well, hell, Mike's got to be right.
Well, you sound like a Democrat now.
So
you take no accountability whatsoever.
I jumped on. I'm like, well, you know what? Mike did it. So
you are a secret Harry Reid fan.
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't Brett's fault. It was Mike's fault. So, Mike, we have to give you the ceremonial shot.
Well, here's the bad thing about Harry Reid. The worst thing yet about Harry Reid.
Oh, here's the bad thing.
No, well, forget all the stuff he did or did not do in D.C. We're going to have stuff named after him. Harry Reid Elementary School, Harry Reid High School, Harry Buttocks Boulevard. We're going to have all this crap. They're going to rename the new airport whenever that happens.
No.
I'm just telling you, we're going to be landing on Harry Reid tarmac eventually. We're going to have, welcome to Harry Reid. Hey, welcome to Harry Reid Field.
We're going to land on Harry Reid like his brother did.
Yes.
We're still keeping the rumor alive.
Exactly. Yeah, Larry Reid's my hero. Whether it's true or not, I still like Larry and my other brother Daryl.
All right, so that's a far back one. We're not old here. Okay.
What, the Bob Newhart show? All right, hey, you're at 9 minutes. I thought I'd let you know.
Excellent. We're almost done.
Okay.
We're just about done with the big show. And the other thing Brett brought up, found a hysterical article on Thrillist about why dating in Las Vegas is different. And I mean, this is so funny that Brett, you may lead the way on.
All right, there's a article published on Thrill List by Nicole Ruppersberg.
You say it like the old guy who doesn't know. It's like you saying, "I hear the Twitter is going to catch."
Well, it's when you put Thrill List together, there's too many L's.
It's pronounced Thrillist.
Thrillist. There's too many L's together. Right. 14 reasons why dating in Las Vegas is different than anywhere else.
Go, number one.
Number one, Vegas normal is different than your normal. There's no such thing as normal in Las Vegas because we're open 24 hours,
which is
7 days a week.
Awesome. So by the way, this article basically sheds a negative. They call it throwing shade. The kids call it throwing shade on people. don't know if you know that or not.
Okay.
So this article throws shade on Vegas.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, that number one, that's not shade. That's sunshine, baby.
Yeah.
The idea, hey, you want to go out and have a drink at 3
what
in the
time?
morning?
What time do you want to have a drink at?
3.
Oh, I get off at 2. Oh, 2 in the great. 3 o'clock? No, in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why? Well,
Okay.
my name's Rose.
Your name's Rosa Parks? What was your name? Where were you going with that?
I tried to come up with a funny stripper name.
Just say Mercedes or Ferrari.
I was going to say raspberry.
Raspberry.
I'm like, raspberry?
I don't wear a
That's
raspberry
not a great joke.
beret. So,
All right,
okay.
Number 2.
Are we doing this or me?
You.
All right. It's basically the worst of both small town and big city life.
Holy crap. Couldn't be more true.
Meaning 40 million people come into town every year, and yet it is still the kind of place where everybody knows everybody else and who banged everybody else. It's basically the worst, period.
So here's the deal.
It
about
is
this.
a big city in a small town.
It really is.
It is, absolutely.
This is a who you know town. I guess it's like that in dating as well, but this really is the smallest big town I've ever been. There's 2 million people here. But pretty much, if you don't know somebody, it's hard to get stuff done here. It's pretty
Right.
it's pretty weird. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that. As a matter of fact, especially since a lot of the people who's supposed to know are douchebags, that really sucks.
Right.
Number 3, completely true.
Your date probably can't afford the car they're driving. The person driving the
this is
Maserati
so true.
has declared bankruptcy more times than Donald Trump. They are, in fact, one of Donald Trump's business partners and will
So
tell you that
true.
repeatedly. You'll be splitting the dinner tab, including that $500 bottle of wine they just ordered as well.
So true. I've talked about this many times to friends and people who will listen to me, which is really nobody. But here's what the truth is. This is the largest false wealth town I've ever been in.
Right.
So there literally are people driving around in cars that are about to be foreclosed, that are about to be repossessed. They're living in little crap holes. That's fair. Apartments. They can't afford anything. And the perfect example is actually the Vegas Video Co-op. So is the Vegas Video Co-op expensive?
No.
It's the opposite of expensive. A couple $100, you can do high-end videos. I didn't reach out to any entertainers when I first opened this because they're all po. Now, entertainers know about this, and I don't have one entertainer as a co-op member. You know why? Because they're po.
But they're making bank. What are they doing with their money?
Well, that's it. They're not making bank.
They don't make any money?
Well, it depends on who you are.
Okay.
A perfect example of this. So there's an entertainer here. I just met a magician who's going to do some interesting stuff. The reason why he heard about me is that another entertainer here who's on the strip, he's a successful guy, told him about me.
Right.
This other guy who is a hypnotist that we're going to do some stuff with, he is killing it. He's got a lot of money. He's doing very well for himself. But he is working his ass off. He understands the business side along with the entertainment side. And he basically shamed his friend, the magician. He's like, you got to get some video on here. You got to go meet Scott. So eventually something's going to happen. But here's what's different about them than everybody else. They're from Canada.
Our home and native land.
Right. Yeah. So like the one Canadian said the other Canadian, hey, quit being a bitch.
There's a joke here somewhere.
Go to work. So
what's one Canadian say to another Canadian?
Work harder.
Right.
Whereas everybody here, I mean, it's the.
You know why Canadians invented the doggy style sexual position, don't you?
I'm not sure that they did, but let's hear it.
Well, they did, so they both could watch the hockey game.
Red carpets, comp meals, all those people get that, so it makes them feel like rich. But trust me, everybody here, especially the people who are on the strip and entertaining, they're starving to death.
All right, next one up. The best case scenario for dating is to date somebody from Los Angeles. That way you really never have to see them except once a month, and you never have to explain what you've been doing or where you've been going.
Let me see. I've been to Los Angeles. That's a lie.
Yeah.
I used to live there. Bad. All right.
Okay.
That polite guy who hasn't put a move on you after 3 dates.
He's Mormon.
What?
He's trying to convert you.
Who invented the Las Vegas?
The Mormons came in and they didn't invent Las Vegas. They were hired by the mobsters to run the books because the mobsters knew that they were the honest folks who wouldn't steal our money. They couldn't trust fellow mobsters to be able to handle their money.
And now they're everywhere. They're running the place. They're huge.
Yeah,
you do. I have run into several Mormons in my business dealings. They are here. Next one.
Hang on. I have a text. Okay. I'm
Hey, you're
scrolling
just
past
doing a show.
okay.
Did you want to stop for the text?
Well, no,
Super important.
somebody was asking where can I watch the show.
Well, tell them.
I did. Okay, so take that. I was doing my job, sir. By the way, we are drinking Woodford Reserve
we
bourbon.
should talk about that?
We've been talking about Woodford Reserve quite a bit. This is simply, in my opinion, one of the finest bourbons there is.
Here, do it like a commercial. Okay. Wait, no, I don't want to do that one. Hold on. No. This one here.
Woodford Reserve.
Brett Grant.
Distilled in Kentucky, where all good bourbons are distilled. I found this a few years ago when they sponsored the Woodford Stakes at the Kentucky Derby weekend.
Brett Grant.
It's Woodford Reserve. It's smooth. It's tasty. It goes down smooth.
Oh, yeah.
It makes you think like you're one of these guys that has lots of money. Yeah. It's only $32 a bottle.
What? Wait. What? Hold on. I'm sorry. And we're back.
Good.
We're back to Crown.
And we're back. Every girl in Las Vegas thinks they're Holly Madison when they look like, in fact, Dolly Madison.
Man, I have a picture. I have
bottle blonde, fake boobs, dressed up in full makeup, fake eyelashes, sequins, and 5-inch heels all the time. She'll really get offended if you assume she's a stripper.
But
or a pool hostess.
Thank you very much. But so here's the funny thing about that. This is really interesting. There's a lot. I mean, so I see, these pictures of all these not strippers. Sorry. Ooh, hello, Dr. Freud. Dr. Freud, have a seat. Of, entertainer gals, and they're all, super made up. And there's a show. I'm not going to name the show. Over at, let's say, it's somewhere in the old LVH area.
Right.
And the show
now called the Westgate.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And the show implies sexual interest. I'm not going to name the show.
Okay.
And they had a picture of the three of the women who are on this show, and I have that picture. I was going to use it for my Brokeback Woman thing, which
no ifs, ands, or buts,
which killed, by the way. No, and they're all hard.
Yeah,
they look hard.
Well, that's the old line: "Rode hard and hung up wet."
Yeah, my wife hates that.
Vegas
line.
does have that line.
Man, but I tell you what,
there are very attractive young ladies in Las Vegas. That's not entirely the point, but if you're a single guy in your 30s or 40s, the girls and the guys, for that matter, there's lots of stuff in the closet. Let's put it that way.
Oh, and as you continue to do this, you start to recognize, thank God, I am not dating.
Yeah,
I knew somebody who lived here before I moved here.
Right,
and I talked to her while she was her name was Robbie, and she kind of helped us kind of get here and blow up places. The minute we moved here, she left.
Right.
Now, some people might account that because we were here. No.
Right.
She said it was two things. A, impossible to date because she was, my age, older gal. Two, the wind.
The wind.
Yeah.
Her wind or the wind?
The wind.
Okay.
No, this wind.
That's a dog.
This wind. That wind. So the wind was pissing her off, but she said you just can't find a guy who's
how do you know? Okay, we've been doing their 7:30 show. Oh, okay. I was thinking, how do you know where the wind is
That's
fast?
That here.
Oh, you cheater. All right, next, every guy, the girls think they're Holly Madison, the guys think they're Chuck Liddell. Walk around like this.
So this is obviously the young dating thing. Because
the hot maintenance guy at your apartment complex, the MMA fighter in his spare time.
I love that.
I'm the toughest guy on the planet. Yeah. I train at the UFC gym.
Next one.
Next one is if you're this is a great one. If your date lives on the other side of town, if you're an East Sider and she's a West Sider, or you're 15. A West Sider and she's an East Sider, on the other side of 15, it's like the other side of the world.
It absolutely.
I couldn't possibly. You live where?
That's right.
Are you crazy? Now,
but how far is that distance?
Well, here's okay. You're from Southern California.
Yes.
All right. I lived in Chicago for a while.
Right.
You could go from one mountain on the west side of town in Las Vegas to the east side mountains to Sunrise Mountain, mountain to mountain. In half an hour.
Yeah. Well,
half an hour. You could too.
I've seen you
Yes,
drive.
you can.
Maybe you could.
Okay. In rush hour, it's 45 minutes.
Wait, but hold
in
on.
Los Angeles, you don't go 45 minutes. You get through the fucking light. All right? That's right. So there you go. In Chicago, you're swallowed up by 9,000 potholes.
Well,
you're not going anywhere in Chicago either in 45 minutes.
Definitely in L.A., Southern California, it was 45 minutes to get anywhere. Now, we used to live in Aliante. Melissa works which is 12 o'clock. Melissa works at 6 o'clock, 45 minutes.
Right. Okay.
So it's 45 minutes. But It's completely true. I mean, like Henderson, like I don't want to go to Henderson. That's on the southeast
Oh my
side.
God, I know.
It's very much like people made fun of me living in South Reno when I lived in Aliante. No, it's completely true. So if I were dating and you're on, well, first of all, it's the east side.
All right.
I'm not going there anyway.
Social media, we're more honest about Tinder than anywhere else. I don't know what Tinder
I was
is.
going to say, I knew you wouldn't know.
So I have no idea.
So Tinder is basically a hookup application. So somebody pops. Now, how would I know this?
My wife is watching, so I really don't know what Tinder is.
Is she really watching?
She might be.
Oh, great.
Honey, you're watching? She might be.
So the way Tinder works is that you've got you sign in like with your Facebook thing, and then,
Ted's saying the East Side women are more fun, by the way. Okay.
well, I don't doubt it because half of them are strippers. So you see a picture and you swipe left or right. Left, I think, means you don't like them, and right means you like them. Now, if they see your picture and they also swipe right, well, that's a match, and then you can communicate with each other. And here's the deal: it's a hookup app.
You can. I thought maybe you said you could hook up with Heath Ledger.
No, it's about getting laid. It's about getting laid. It's actually, there's a Reddit. Do you know what Reddit is?
Yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah.
So there's a Reddit subgroup about just funny Tinder things. It's some of the funniest things you've ever read. What guys are doing. It's hysterical. Anyway, so I get that.
Next one up is there's body conscious, then there's Vegas body conscious.
Yeah.
Sadly, these superficial and hopefully unspoken rules about what you should look like and weigh in any other image conscious cities are spoken loud and clear, which, to be fair, is at least honest. Plus, there's always Tinder tourists.
Here's the truth of the matter. So like there's a gal, one of the nicest gals I've ever met. She's a little paranoid, and I'm not going to tell you why. But she needs to have a burger or 20. But she's running around in short shorts, and she's on stage and doing her stuff. And I guess it looks good. But man, I think you know what? When you're with a woman, you kind of want to feel like you're with a woman, as opposed to a Lincoln log. or one of those things, the pipe cleaner humans. Just really, I'm like, they're like that, and I just don't think that's very sexy.
All right, no one in Las Vegas is actually looking for a relationship, and when they finally decide they move back to the Midwest.
Well, that's what my friend Robbie was saying. She said that's just not, it's just no good. And you know what? I think that might be true.
Actually, my youngest brother lived here for a while, and he met a girl and married a girl from Las Vegas. They now live in the Midwest.
Oh, wow. So maybe
it's kind of funny.
This thrill.
And he just celebrated his anniversary a little while ago, and his toast was, to those of you that had the under, fuck you. that was his thing.
Just so you know, let's put this out there right now. Brett is way ahead on me on cussing right now.
3-1.
God,
Brett. 3-1.
All right. Next.
There you go. We should probably drink a little less, especially Scott Whitney.
Oh, that's some shit right there. I'll take that. Yeah. So I completely disagree with that.
Well, you might disagree, but even if you thought you drank a lot in your hometown,
I used to have
when
a
you
show
moved to
called
Las Vegas,
Talktails.
you drink a whole lot more.
Listen, I used to have a show called Talktails and Pub Crawl, and we drink it living in Las Vegas. Right. I completely disagree with
this one is 100% completely true. You cannot get too attached to anyone because no one is really from Las Vegas, except for my kids, and nobody really stays here for very long. So once you do make friends with people,
this is a
off
great
they
line.
go.
Like a nightclub no one goes to anymore. Most people will fail out of Las Vegas in a year.
Did I skip one? I didn't realize I skipped.
Was that the one? That's one that you skipped.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's one you did. Wait, which one did you just do?
No, I must have skipped one.
You can't get too attached to someone. You just skipped the funniest line. No problem. You're a broadcaster.
Oh, the line. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a great line. And it's true. So, some people come here, and there's actually a little line. Oh, actually, the next line talks about that. People,
once you hit the 8-year mark, though, you're out because anything longer, that means you're a lifer, and no one wants to be a lifer in Vegas.
I disagree with that.
I'm on year number 19.
I was going to say, have you met, do you know a lot of people who moved?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Really?
No,
like
we went through quite a stretch of people who lived in Vegas that we were very close to, friends with, and moved. Really? California, Colorado, back to the Midwest, and quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Okay.
Part of it was, quite honestly, a lot of it happened around the 2007-8 time when the economy tanked.
Yeah.
And a lot of people took off and went back then.
I don't think I know of anybody who was, close,
right,
who bailed during that time. Is that right?
Yeah.
That seems unusual, but it's true. And this last one couldn't be more true.
The last one is this is the world capital of the Peter Pan syndrome.
Truer words have not.
People don't come here because they are responsible, mature, upwardly mobile, professional, ambitious, future-oriented adults. They come here because they want to live in a place where they can make a six-figure salary bartending and blow most of that on poker and strippers. They come here because they want to party until dawn every weekend and not be judged for it just because they're in their mid-30s. This is not the Marion material kind of place, but just in case, we do have drive-through wedding chapels to take care of that.
Yes, I do.
That's one way to avoid dating.
That Peter Pan thing couldn't be more true.
Yes.
I can't tell you how. I bet you this happens to you, too. People have walked into your place,
Right.
walked into my place and go, here's my dream. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this show.
Right.
It's going to be this. I'm going to be all this. We're going to do all this. I'm like, that's awesome. It's going to cost this.
What? I can't possibly pay for that. You mean you don't want to have me on the air
Do you ever hear
for
that?
free?
Did you hear that?
How about we split the ad revenue?
Did you hear that? Yeah.
How about we do that? Can't you
No.
can't you just give me the time?
Tomahawk said no.
I'm with Tomahawk for the first time ever. Tomahawk agrees.
Tomahawk knows what he's talking about. Yeah, that happens all the time. Oh, yeah, I've got big plans. We're going to do this. I'm going to build that. Hey, that sounds great there, Billy Bob. You know, if you can go ahead and cash a check for a couple of $100, you and I can have a chit-chat. Otherwise, Peter Pan says, fly away, big fella, fly away. And that's the Thrillist thingamabobber right there.
All right, we're at
By the
25
way-
minutes. I just thought I'd let you know.
By the way, God, really, no kidding.
We're
Ted has been here for 23 years. But you weren't born here, right, Ted? That's, of course not. He's not 23. That was a dumb question to ask. Oh,
Yeah.
where did you move from, Ted? Oh, that's probably that. I don't even care.
All right, let's move on to our main topic, which is we don't have one.
Wait.
Play the right
Wait.
kind of music, darn it.
Hold on, let me find my main topic one. There it is. There it is.
There it is, yeah.
I'm often confused by all these things.
Main topic music.
There it is. Main topic music.
All right. The main topic, folks, today, as Scott would say, is the potpourri.
Or potpourri.
Oh, potpourri. I want some Chardonnay with my escargot.
It's potpourri for $800, Alex. This is where we don't really know. What this really is a reflection of is that Brett and I we didn't plan.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, Brett, what do you want to do? Here's the other part. Here's the background.
I'll take the rapist for 800. No, that's therapist.
Here's what
Late
happens.
tits now.
We
No, that's let it snow.
Here's what happens. At the end of every show, we do a post show. And it's basically, what do you call it? Freeform. It's
Sure.
freeform concept.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little improv. It's freeform. It's comedy gold,
It's
quite frankly.
fun. It's happening. It's hip.
And it very much is, you know, just kind of playing it by ear or saying it's very jazzy. Hey, what's happening, baby? And what's this one? No, that's not what I want. Quiet. And so we thought, you know what? Our live chat people, arguably, and this is not hyperbole.
or hyperbole.
Or hyperbole. This is true stuff. You know, have you ever? This is why people get divorced, by the way. I'm telling you the truth. You got somebody who continues to tell you how bad you are, how mean you are.
I love you.
By the way, again, my favorite person on this side of the room, no longer Brett, actually. he's lost me. He's lost the crowd. He lost the room. But, you know, we do this live chat thing, and we do the post show sometimes is as long as, well, it's never been that long, but it's pretty long. We're like, hey, I trust. This is about trust. I trust the live chat.
All right.
I believe the live chat can say, we've got interesting things to talk about. And you know what? I think they're right.
The nice thing, this goes right into my wheelhouse, quite frankly. I'm all about ad-libbing. I'm all about being put on the spot and being able to either dig a really big hole or climb myself out of one.
Okay, you're going to have to time this first one because I know this first one.
Oh, now we're going. Now we got to time. I've been timing the whole
wait.
show.
No, you don't do that.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
because I'm paying attention. We're at 28 seconds.
I got 28, by the way. But that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, I'll reset.
So you're going to do 7 minutes for every topic. We'll see how
7
that goes.
minutes per topic.
Ziggy.
He says, I've got nothing to talk
Ziggy's
about.
in.
Thanks for chiming in, Ziggy.
Right, he's-
Ziggy did play guitar, I heard.
Oh,
Isn't that David Bowie?
he did. Yeah, it's him. All right, so here's our first topic is this.
I'm
All right.
pushing the button.
And I'm actually going to bring this one up because I thought this might be interesting, and I know Brett's got an opinion on this. But we're going to limit it to 7 minutes because I bet you and I could do an hour and a half on this topic. All right, ready? Go. So Baltimore, on fire, bad stuff. Could that happen in Las Vegas?
No. Well, it could, but for about an hour. And then
Why?
the Metro Police would say, are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Try and shut down Las Vegas Boulevard. Try and throw a rock at a cop in Las Vegas. Not happening. They would get on the bullhorn and they say, you got 3 choices. Number 1, get the fuck out of here. Number 2, hop in the paddy wagon. Number 3, we beat your ass. That's it. You're done, right?
Okay.
We have a jail with lots of cells. Not afraid to fill them up. Sincerely, the sheriff.
Okay.
There you go.
So,
how stupid is that mayor of Baltimore?
Well,
we gave them freedom to destroy.
that was a really
Are you
bad
kidding
thing
me?
to say. I can't believe she said that. That arguably was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Right.
Arguably.
That's where all the cops should have pulled out their tasers and said, "Oh, not the taser."
Unless you're
they
a
pulled out the other gun.
73-year-old white guy and you go, I'm going to shoot you with a, oh, is that a taser? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly. No,
That guy's an idiot. He should go to jail forever.
Right.
He has to go to jail. Okay, so here's what I think.
They're going to play a baseball game tomorrow
with
nobody in
there.
the stands.
Isn't that crazy?
Really, you can't protect a ballpark
crazy?
so people can go see the game?
Isn't that nuts?
Peanuts, popcorn. Where the fuck is everybody?
Oh my God, Brett. Yeah, I mean, isn't it crazy? Hey, it's hard to get up for a baseball game anyways. They're 4.5 hours. They're like, hey,
That's 4.5 hours, but okay. Hey, that guy just got a hit. And the crowd roars its approval.
And Billy roars, hey, way to go, Dad. Hey, what's that kid doing here? Get him out of here.
Does the mascot show up tomorrow?
I think he has to. Oh, actually, why would he?
I don't just ask.
He's on the payroll. He's gotta go. But I bet you the hot dog vendors don't play out anymore. So yeah, I think that's part of the thing with Metro. Metro will shoot somebody if you don't shop correctly at Costco. It's been done. We shouldn't laugh at that. But the truth of the matter is, some guy came out of Costco. I think they, you know how it is. It's a violation when they check your receipt. That shit pisses me off, by the way, when any company does this. But Costco is allowed to do it because they're a membership. Not, they don't do it to me.
Oh, they don't?
I walk out every time. Every time. Same thing with fries. That shit pisses me off more than anything else because you know what they're saying? You're a thief.
Right.
And we want to check to see if you're a thief. Now, what do they say? No, we just want to see if you're accurate. Hey, I'm relatively capable of checking if I ordered 5 objects and I got 5 objects. I think we're pretty much okay there. No, we got to check. Blow me. What you want to do is you want to see if I'm a thief. Go fuck yourself. Because I think that's bullshit. So when Fries stops me, hey,
boop again. Boop again, by the way.
What?
You just said the F word and bullshit.
I'll double check that.
Yeah.
Good call now, by the way. Hard to say. This fires me up. So I walk out, Fries, they can go fuck me. All right, I'm sorry. It pisses me off. But you know what? Okay, so they do it. Costco does it. It's a membership. That's fine. That's fine. But here's a place that you would think they do it, and they don't. And I think it's brilliant. And I have spent thousands of dollars with them, partly because they do this. And it's Guitar Center.
Well, you're walking out with a guitar.
No. You could walk out with picks, you could strings, books. You could put a book down your pants. I often have, by the way. And don't judge me until you've tried it. It's actually quite fun. A ukulele book, quite frankly. Yes. What are you gonna do? I want to be like Don Ho. Don't. Okay.
Tiny Tim.
What was it? Oh, man. All right, but here's the deal. God bless Guitar Center for not doing that, but that other kind of stuff just pisses me off. Okay, so the Metro guys here's what I will say this about this, and then we're going to move on. What are we doing on time?
You got 4 minutes. You're okay. 3 minutes to go.
Okay, great. Here's what I will say this, and I'm actually going to be kind of serious just for a moment, and that is this. As a white American, I have no concept, and I mean none, about what black Americans go through. And I don't care who you are, we don't know. Have you ever, and this is an interesting concept, have you ever been in a car?
Yes.
And you've been driving.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, see, nothing gets by you. You are sharp as a bowling ball.
Well, you stopped.
It's called breathing. So it's like an emotional thing, trying to create tension. God, jeez. All right. So have you ever been in a car driving, and you've done something that maybe you ran a red light, maybe you had a drink, just one drink, and you're like, well, I feel kind of buzzy. What's going on with that? Or maybe you have a body in the trunk. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. And you see a cop, and have you ever felt a little nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. I have too.
Okay.
I believe that for many black folks, that happens when they get in the car. It doesn't matter what they do. And I have friends who are black who have mentioned this multiple times.
Right.
So I can't relate. Now, I'm not going to speak about, is the rioting the right thing or not. I've read things that says, that's crazy why they do it. And I've read things that said, I can tell you exactly why it does it. But here's the deal. If you're going to riot here, this is one police department who will really not tolerate it. Again, they shoot Costco people. They will absolutely shoot rioters. Don't do it.
The last thing I'll say about Baltimore, first of all, the guy that died in custody, we don't know all the facts yet, and obviously it does not look good. And if there are people that deserve to be charged in his death,
right,
hopefully they will be, and this will be over with. But what I see what's going on in Baltimore is an excuse to cause damage to what's going on. Now, the guy himself who passed away, who didn't deserve to pass away, had a rap sheet longer than my bed sheet.
Right, but the question
is, that's irrelevant,
right?
And that's irrelevant, right. And I understand that.
Right, it's a false
premise. Before all the facts come out, you're using it as an excuse to cause damage. And the amazing thing is you are destroying your own neighborhood.
Right.
And those businesses that are trying to, you want to get escape urban plight. Why are you destroying places where businesses are trying to go into to help you escape it? Now you're destroying them, and they'll never come back.
I don't disagree with the premise, but the truth is I am ill-prepared to understand where they're from.
I don't disagree with that.
And that's the deal. I completely get it. I've had many people say, what the fuck are you doing? Yep, I know. And then, but I have black friends. I have a friend who wants to be adopted by me, who has some interesting insight into that. And she's black, and she's like, this is interesting. This is an interesting concept. And I think it's a co-op member, for example, was harassed by police. And now I don't know all sides, but his side was I was actually harassed, and I was driving while black. So I don't know it all. But I will just say this.
You got a DWB.
Yeah, driving while black. And I'm telling you, well, it would never happen on the Strip. Pretty hard to let that happen. And there are...
I was talking to a guy today who played in the NBA. And he's 6'9". He's a big guy. He's a very nice guy. Got pulled over in Los Angeles for basically tinted windows. Cop pulled him over.
What's the problem in Los Angeles?
Why are your windows tinted? He goes, well, I'll tell you why my windows are tinted. Because number one, if they're not tinted, people might recognize who I am and could cause problems for me and jump me because they know I have money and I'm going to get jumped.
Yeah.
So it's better off for me to have tinted windows. And he brought up a very good point. When you pull me over and you run my license plates, you know who I am and what I have from a record standpoint, which is nothing.
Right.
He goes, I got pulled over. He goes, and it goes, I played in the NBA. I did not drink until I was out of the NBA until I was 36 years old. I got pulled over for suspicion of drinking and driving, and they ran me through a whole battery of tests on the DWI circuit until they got a phone call or a call on their radio that said something more severe is going on, and they took off. And they left me like on the side of the road, like a date that didn't show up, or like a spouse that didn't show up at the altar in a wedding. He's like, well, where did you guys go? Are you kidding? So he was very upset about it.
Perfect example, though. Driving while black.
Right, exactly.
So I mean, so I get it. That's but I
just don't see it as an excuse to cause damage. You want to go out and Martin Luther King changed the world without ever throwing a brick.
Yeah, no,
he did.
I understand.
Okay, not that he didn't get arrested, not that he didn't go through a whole lot of crap, but he was able to change the world.
Yeah, he got shot
by not throwing a brick.
Understood.
He got shot.
It's where are we at on time on that one?
We're past it.
Okay, here we go. Next one. Ready?
Let me start the new clock.
Ready? First Friday in the Art District. It's been around for a very, very long time. It was recently
5-6 years.
No. It's been around since I've been here. So it's been here no less than 10 years, and I'm guessing it's been here before that. When I first moved here, we went a couple times. It was a little seedy, a little dark, a little weird. They had some problems keeping things going, and then the people over at Zappos, or somebody who has some connection to Zappos, I don't know exactly what it is. It's kind of a black mobby kind of thing. You don't really know. Anyways, they bought the whole First Friday thing, and they've kind of revamped it along with a lot of the Art District. The question is it a reasonable place to go? We were asked that by a tourist who's thinking about going there. Your thoughts, Brett?
Well, it's the first Friday, so that's this Friday, May Day. May 1st, May Day. I've heard. I personally, I'll be honest with you, I have not gone. But I've talked to people who have gone, and there's cool stuff that's been added each and every week. Why are you playing the siren?
Mayday.
Okay.
Best I can do.
People are thinking they might not want to go. There's more stuff in that area now.
Yep.
That area at Charleston and Maine, basically where it is,
Yep.
was filled with the termite guy, the bug guy had a big western bug guy, right?
That's right.
And then you had the drugstore across the
anymore.
street. He's not there anymore, I don't think. Western Exterminators, I believe, is what it was.
Yes, it was with the big hammer.
Yeah, and the big bug.
And it's a rat.
Nah, it was like a
Western
bumblebee. Well, it might have been. It might have been. I don't know. Let's not go through that again. So I think there's more stuff down there, and I think the concerted effort. I would agree that with the city, I think that the original Mayor Goodman, did a good job with regards to helping revitalizing downtown.
Yep.
It has a long way to go yet, but when you see cool things like the World Market Center, the Smith Center, the Lou Ruvo Institute, obviously, the Leeds Children Discovery Museum, which is now attached to the Smith Center, moving. There's more desirable things downtown. Container Park is very cool if you go down to Container Park. Fremont Experience is still hit and miss. How about that? Hit and miss. You agree with that?
I do. I do completely.
But there's more restaurants. There's more things for the average person to do down there.
Yeah. So here's my take on it. When we first came here 10 years ago, we went down a few times to the First Friday, and we loved it.
Right.
It was new and it was kind of fun and it was hip and groovy and we're kind of artsy fartsy people, kind of a way. But then after a while we're like, you know what? I think I've seen enough guys in skinny black jeans trying to be hip. I've had enough. By the way, the mascara, it's too much. Try Maybelline or whatever that crap's called. Just Maybelline or whatever. Just don't hassle me with the details. Just go with the joke. So we stopped going. And then the Zappos guys here and they kind of cleaned it up and we haven't been. So here's what I would say. If you're a tourist, probably not the best use of your time, unless you're going to be here. If you're a European tourist and you get 2-week vacations, go fuck yourself. I don't mean that. Our best friends do that. And second, that might be something to do because it gives you a bigger understanding of what Vegas is about because it's not just a strip. Right. For us locals here, I would say you go. We just haven't gone because, oftentimes... Well, we've been busy. We're just very busy people. Well, I do want to go. I'm not sure it's going to be that much different. There have been some people there, artists there, who have complained about the Zappoization of First Friday.
Right.
Shocking that may have happened, but it's true. So I really don't know. I will absolutely go. When we do go, you and I will talk about it on one of our shows. Yeah. But I'll say this. The concept behind it is 100%. The problem has always been this. What they need for that to thrive is the people at Summerlin have to go there. They have to go there.
Or Green Valley.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because they've got people doing great artwork, and it's the people in typically Summerlin and Green Valley who can afford that stuff. And there is stuff there. We saw a piece of art of a Godzilla eating a donut, which sounds crazy. Melissa loves it. We ended up buying it 3 years later for $300 or something like that.
Well, to give you an example, when we bought our house, like in 2000, I think, is how long we lived in our current house. But we needed, I went as long as I could without having living room or dining room furniture.
Right.
Because the kids were little, and we made that kind of like a hockey rink, soccer field, baseball diamond, basketball court. And having some fun. Then one day my wife goes, look, we need some furniture. I want a living room. I want a dining room. Okay. So we went down on Main Street to a furniture store with custom upholstery.
Yeah.
And for what would have cost you $2,000-$3,000 at a main type furniture store to buy this kind of stuff, we had somebody create and make design. We picked out the fabric, and they made our living room furniture for us. We got a full couch, a love seat couch, and a chase lounge, all three of them together for maybe like $1,200.
Oh, that's nothing.
And we've had them for over a decade, and they look great. They still are great. They're comfortable. And
that's
of course,
crazy.
they're in their living room, so you never sit on them. It's your living room because you use it like Christmas. Well, we put the Christmas tree there, so I guess we get to sit on the furniture now. Right? So we're traditional that way. So my favorite Oscar Goodman story, by the way, if I might.
You sure?
Because I've never met his wife. I'm a Rotarian. And if you
met
don't
his
know
wife.
what
I've met them both,
Rotarians
by the way.
are,
I've talked to them.
Okay. I've never met
performed
Carolyn
in front of them.
all right, that's cool. You have to tell me that story. So
It's for the Miracle League.
Oscar. Oh, that's a great idea. Oscar is speaking at my Rotary Club. Go to Rotary.org
Really?
to find out about Oscar. He used to come in all the time. Got great stories. He would never eat lunch. Never eat because he would drink gin
At the club?
But
Did he
never
bring his own?
No, we would get him.
You're like, wait a minute.
But he would never eat. He goes, it's too early for me to eat.
Wait.
Oscar is 12:30 in the afternoon.
Was it in his rider? I'll speak of the Rotary Club, but I just want you to bring.
Obviously,
by the way, he drinks Bombay, which is complete crap.
I thought, is it Bombay always?
Well, so
or
it's
Beefeater?
No, he's a no.
Bombay?
Beefeater is
Good.
Is
You
no,
like gin.
no.
Okay, it's not Tanqueray. I know.
No.
We had this last week.
Beefeater is it's well drink. It's a well. It's
Oh, it
a well
is.
gin. It's crap.
Okay.
Bombay and Tanqueray are close.
Okay.
Bombay is kind of a viscous, velvety gin,
Right.
Which it just creeps me out a little bit. It's weird. You can't have it. All right. Anyways, tell your story.
Okay, so I'm my sons might have been 6 or 7, 8 years old. My daughter's a year and a half older, and they had just built the Sun Coast. Okay, over at Rampart and Alta, and I was talking to Oscar. Oscar and I are sitting together. He's not eating lunch. I'm eating lunch, and I said, "You know what, Oscar? Let me ask you a question, Mr. Mayor, Your Highness. Why is it?" Is that was relatively new to Vegas. We're only here 5 or 6 years.
Right.
Why is it that if I want to go bowling, I want to go to the movies, I want to go do something with my family, I've got to walk through a casino with the cocktail waitresses' asses are hanging out, with their butt floss, and my 6-year-old saying, "Daddy, what's going on?" And we're going to a birthday party for a 6-year-old at the Sun Coast. Right?
And
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. I would like to have, I was offering him a suggestion. Why isn't there like a family entrance to the casinos where I don't have to walk by the gaming tables, I don't have to walk by the slot machines, I can go directly to the movies or to the bowling alley or whatever, because it's a family entrance. I know exactly what it is.
Well, it's on-the-job training.
Right.
They're trying to teach these kids who don't graduate high school.
His answer was...
It's a 50% graduation.
His answer
Watch
was,
these kids.
No, he had the greatest answer ever.
Right.
It was, "My son grew up here. He's fine. Your kids will be fucking fine." That's exactly what he said. I go, all right, fair enough.
Right, and you're up.
Go speak, man. He wasn't mad. He just goes, "My kids grew up here. Your kids will be fine."
So,
all right,
end of our district, some great artists. Really, really
Ted wanted
good
a story,
artists.
so Ted, you got my story.
What? What's that?
Ted said he wanted Brett to tell a story.
Oh,
so
hey,
I
way to
told a
go.
story.
Way to go. Yeah, because that's what we need is more stories from Brett. Jesus.
Hey, well, I think we're over our limit here. So there you go.
Oh, well, you're not doing a very good job. All right, next one. All right, is the studio that we're in right now, this is from some bad, evil person. Is this a real studio or some crappy thing, in a garage behind a garage? You know what? You suck. Whoever you are. I forgot your name now. I don't even know who you are anymore. This is, okay, so previously we did the show in the main studio. By the way, that opening video was shot in the main Vegas Video Network / Co-op studio.
But even that's relatively new, so it's not where the previous show was, right?
That's right. That's very, very good. We did this one. It's 3 times as big as the previous studio. It's very, very fancy. There you go. Well, the way we're going to do. So it's 3 times the studio, but this particular show is a shot at Arches at Whitney Villa, where we're branding the new place.
So gay.
And wait a minute, what'd you say?
I love it. It's a great name.
You suck. And is this a fancy place? It started off as a garage, and then I had people come in. And
is that your pool?
That's
your pool.
That's my pool in the background there.
Pool.
Yeah, that's right. And they did a little bit of that, and then they did a little bit of that.
Well, they added extra sidewalk.
Yeah, they put that sidewalk. That's where we're.
Oh, you redid the flooring as well. I didn't realize.
Yeah, so what we're in right now is a garage.
Well, I know that, but I did not realize you had to redo the.
You have to do that. You have
Why?
to do it's the law
to put in a new floor.
No, you have to do that. Yeah, because it was a regular
slab,
garage.
A slab.
But I needed to raise the floor. I don't know if you can see, but there's a.
Well, I see the rebar.
About a 4-inch. There's about a 4-inch, 3-inch lip all the way around. And it was pitched towards the garage door.
Right, because
we
of water.
need to level this.
Okay.
So they had to level this floor for me, right? You follow me? So that's
you could
what.
finally have been taller than somebody.
Oh, you suck. I'm 6 foot tall, you bitch. All right, so then look at this. Now, here's what's fascinating about this.
Right.
So then they put in and I watched all this, of course. I took a couple pictures. They put in the concrete. And let me just say this about that.
It's very cool.
I had finding great people here in Las Vegas can sometimes be a challenge. I've told you about the pool, the previous pool. I've told you about the landscaper and all that stuff. But you know what? Here's the deal.
Good one,
This guy here, holy camoles. The contractor I had who did this, we had a couple.
Ramon?
We had it. No. We had a couple issues. Here's who I never had a problem with. Ramon. Yeah. The people who came in there and did the work, the guy who did the plaster on the outside, the guy who did this, I heard from other guys, the best in Las Vegas. I mean, he's like, this guy's great. And they were all kind of pitching. It was kind of fun. They're like, hey, if you need a little bit of this, need a little of that, I'm like, oh, give me your card, pal, because we do need a little bit of all that stuff. So these guys were awesome and friendly and all that kind of stuff. So they put in the bumpy ground, and I'm like, hey, I think it probably needs to be smooth because we're going to put carpet. And they're like, hey, gringo, relax. We're going to smooth it out. I'm like, well, but it's all bumpy and rocky. How can that be?
We pull out our 2x4.
Well, wait a
and
minute.
we
Look at
make
that. That's all bumpy and rocky and stuff. I don't think this is ever going to work. And guess what?
You don't know crap. Yeah, they pull out the 2x4.
And of course, what did I do? Boop.
Nice.
Daddy's got to get a little bit of logo in there and stuff like that. And then look at that. Smooth as a baby's butt. And there's this used to be a big garage door. There's a big garage door right over there. That big garage door allowed us to see, and look at that, we're making windows. Those windows didn't exist. Oh, let's fill up the garage door. I'm like, well, how do you do that? They're like, oh, you just let us do that. Just relax. And the next thing you know, I'm putting in insulation. I'm covering up the garage door. I've got cement things, and we got in trouble at the neighborhood for that, and I'll explain that.
For stucco?
We got in trouble because, okay, look, this is why HOAs have a purpose.
Homeowners associations suck.
Well, okay.
I'm not fans of that.
No, look, trust me. I went around. I've had screaming matches with HOAs. Not the one I'm at now. The previous one. I mean, it happens. Everybody does. Okay.
I agree with Mike.
So what did Mike say?
HOAs must die.
Yeah. Well, and here in Las Vegas, there was a huge scandal where HOAs were just ripping off their people.
No, I know.
They got sued and they lost.
Of course.
And they lost millions and millions and millions of dollars. It was fascinating. But I will say this. So the HOAs are like, okay, hey, you're cement people. They don't prefer to be called cement people. they have real names. Fred, Sam, Dave. They're dumping their cement water into the drain. I'm like, well, where the fuck are they supposed to drain it? Bink. They're like, well, they're not supposed to do that because you know what kind of problems that could cause. I literally had a woman walk up on me and say that. I'm like, actually, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's water.
I hear you, but I don't know. Now, we just moved here, and I don't want to be...
They're not dumping wet cement into the sewer system.
There's a word for that. Swill or schwill, or there's a word for that watery that's a little cementy. And I'm like... I'll talk to them about it. Now, I knew that because they were done with that portion. I mean, yeah, I'll tell them what to do. But I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. So guess what? This is what the outside of the studio that you're looking at right now is. So,
like your little lattice?
Lattice. That was put up in about 5 hours.
Sludge.
From nothing from 5 hours. Stunning. So let me say this about that.
Does not take long to put those up. No.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, I went out and I'm like, I come back, it was done.
Took
I'm like,
a nap.
This is awesome. So the place that you're in now, this is about 500 square feet.
It's very nice.
We've got the radio station vibe here, and we've got a green screen play over there. You've seen the musical entertainment back there. By the way, I'm still waiting for Brett to pick up a guitar or a drum or something.
I could pick it up. I couldn't play it.
Do you play? You play nothing.
I play a piano.
I
could tune a fish, but I can't tune a piano.
For fuck's sake. I've got a really nice keyboard over there.
What do you want to play? Do you want to play the entertainer right-handed? I could do it for you. That's about all I could do.
Really?
I can play right-handed.
All right, so in answer to your question,
left-handed,
this studio is awesome. Our new studio is 3 times as big as our previous studio. They're both awesome. I live a pretty groovy life. Next one, okay.
Yes, you do.
All right,
I would agree with that.
Off. Number 2, Talktails host, drunk or not drunk?
Who's drunk?
the Talktails host.
Oh.
All right. So this is in the Vegas Video Network 1.0 version. I had two hosts for Talktails. I had Chris Phillips, often known as Zoe Bowie.
Okay.
And I had Kelly Clinton Holmes, often known as Kelly Clinton Holmes. That's how she goes. Kelly Clinton is a lovely gal, and so is Chris. Not a lovely gal. He's just lovely. And so here's what I'm going to say about this. Chris Phillips, a.k.a. Zoe Bowie, kind of a Crown drinker. I learned about Crown from Chris.
Okay.
The name of the show,
because it was hidden.
The name of the show is Talktails, as in talk show cocktails put together. So anybody get drunk there on the first? Yeah. So
yes, they did.
The drunkest anybody ever got was actually Frankie Moreno.
Frankie, the
dude over
transvestite?
No, that's Frank Marino.
Oh. You said Frankie.
I said Frankie Moreno, the guy who was
good Lord. What's the spelling difference?
It's an I and an E, actually.
Okay, there you go.
No, it's actually.
If I was one of those two, I would change my name. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right. Well, so it's a problem. So it was one of the funniest shows ever. So Frankie Moreno was on. He's the guy who used to be headliner at the Stratosphere. He came on and they're knocking back shots. Chris drinks Crown like it's water. So he's... And, you know, Frankie, when Frankie did the show at the Stratosphere, he drank, no kidding, 4 or 5 shots a show, live.
What kind of shots?
Crown.
Crown?
What was 5 shots. Crown? He's doing 5 shots of Crown. 5 shots. Okay. Maybe 6. Holy crap, it's a lot.
Who needs shots of Crown?
He did. Okay. So he's drinking and he's talking with Chris, and it's hysterical. And there's one point where Frankie goes like this. He goes, you know, I don't think this drinking in the show is a good idea. At which point I said, it's a great idea. At which point he said, you're right. It was awesome. So Chris had a little buzz a couple times before we did the big show. Now, on the other hand, did Kelly? No, I couldn't get her to drink to save my life. And really, I tried.
Right.
Come on, Kelly.
She wouldn't do it, huh?
She wouldn't do it. Couldn't get her to go. We had a couple of parties, and then she'd have a little sip of wine or something. But nobody drank. We had one guy who played a major part at what's the Rock of Ages show.
Right.
He came in, and his demand was, I want to have PBR beer there. So I brought a 12-pack of PBR, and we were all drinking, and he was drunk, and he was having a good time.
We did that on one of our shows. We drank PBR.
I know. But that was the only time Kelly never drank. But so God bless Chris Phillips, who is the smartest entertainer in Las Vegas. He should write a book because he's a 48-year-old white guy.
You're way over.
So anyways, yes. All right, next one. Did we make money with pub crawl or top of the food chain? Pub crawl. We made some money from advertising, not a lot. You know, that was more of a just kind of putting it out there to show people. Part of the fact was I just didn't want to do every damn show that I could possibly think of, and I wanted those guys to do it. So they made a little bit of money. They had a little bit of advertising, top of the food chain. Actually, I just thought about it. They did make a little bit of money in advertising, but not enough to make them, either one of them, want to stay. I couldn't support either one of those guys. And the other thing with Pub Crawl is Dave and Alicia both just got super busy. And it's the same thing that happened kind of with Melissa. That, you know, their life got in the way, basically. And as you know, being a broadcaster guy, it takes time to do it well.
Sure.
It doesn't take any time to do it like crap. It takes time to do it well, with the exception of you on this show. And so, they made a few bucks. They didn't get rich off of me, but you know, we did okay. All right.
How many more questions we got?
We've got 1, 2, 3 more questions.
All right, hurry up.
I haven't seen any more on there. Is the new studio just steps off the strip or far away?
I answered that question.
The new studio, what did you say?
I said in the Desert Inn and Valley View area is where the new studio is. Much better area than where you used to be.
Much better.
Off of Convention Center and the Strip, across from the Flyaway Indoor Skydiving place.
Yeah, which is a crap hole looking place.
Yeah.
By the way, anybody who wants to come by, anybody in the live chat, anybody who listens to me wants to come by and stop by the studio? No. No, I'm kidding. Come on by. We'd love to have you come by. We're you know what we are? We're like a commune. If you got some Kool-Aid, hell, we'll drink that.
We're like the opposite of the government. We're transparent.
That's right, except for the part where we're not. Okay, next one. There's a lot of DUIs in Las Vegas. What are the chances of marijuana getting legalized?
Well, the medical marijuana has happened. There are dispensaries. I don't know if there's anything actually open officially yet. There's some issues with regards to the functioning part of it with regards to money.
Do you know anybody who's trying to do that?
I do. I know
do you
not
really?
not a person.
Really?
Personally, I know a person who is representing a company that is going to do it. That particular
He's a
company,
lawyer?
he's an accountant.
Oh.
And that particular company, which I don't know the name of the company, is in the gaming industry. They're used to handling
Yes.
huge sums of money.
There's actually
moving it with armored cars
I
and
actually
such.
think almost everybody in the gaming industry has a tertiary company that's
Right.
trying to get in that
The
business.
biggest issue with this is the money. Federal banking regulations have not changed. So money garnered from the sale of marijuana is considered to be not legal.
Right.
So you can't deposit the money in a bank, although some banks are still doing it, but they're really doing it without protection from the federal government in that regard. So now you're talking about when you
Oh, that's an interesting point.
well, let's look at it from the beginning. You have the growers.
Yeah.
You have the people who buy the marijuana who then process it, and then you have the people who sell it. There's a process. Okay, I now have to go and buy the marijuana, right? Which is all cash.
Yeah.
I'm giving you $1 million
What do you mean it's all
in
cash?
I'm not going to write you a check. I've
mean-
got to bring cash to you to buy it
From the grower.
from the grower.
Oh, okay.
And now I've got a armored car full of cash that's now been replaced by an armored car full
dope.
of dope.
All right, unless you got a
And
black
I've got to
card.
take that dope and then get it to a dispensary who's buying it from me.
If I have a black card at American Express,
The black card.
I'm buying that.
You're in Baltimore.
Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah. I'm just teasing.
Crime.
Good Lord. So I've had, well, Mike, the question is, I've had conversations with my buddy, the accountant, about this. I'm like, how do you get around this stuff? And he says the reason that these particular people have gotten the licenses for medical marijuana is because of their ability to handle large sums of cash.
Right.
So you have literally armed little militias going to buy marijuana in an armored car, taking the marijuana away, processing it, and then distributing it. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Here's what
Now,
I
the
want to
question
say.
is, will the federal government be changing banking laws?
Here's what I think will happen. Eventually, the federal government's going to say, we've had enough. Just like prohibition, that worked out real well, except for the part where it didn't. Here's what I believe about this part. I believe this, that adults should be allowed to do anything they want when it comes to that. As long as they don't hurt people, I don't care.
Well,
you want to smoke pot? Smoke pot. I don't care.
Here's the thing that bothers me, and I'm a conservative guy.
Me too.
Okay. It's the unintended consequences. And I'll give you an example.
But like
Let me
what?
give you an example. You're 17, 18 years old. When I was 17 or 18 years old, 16 years old, we used to hang out at the 7-Eleven and try and give somebody $20 to buy me a 12-pack of beer.
Right.
Hey, let me buy your beer if you buy me some beer.
Yeah.
Here's $20. Go buy yourself a
Sure.
6-pack and buy me a
Sure.
6-pack.
Sure.
Okay, now those 16, 17-year-olds are going to do that in front of a dispensary.
Right.
Okay.
Wait. That's not bad.
Right.
That's no
But-
different. That's actually better.
You would think so, but
you
the
ever smoked
unintended
pot?
consequences.
Have you
yes,
smoked pot?
The unintended consequences would be more people. First of all, it is clinically known and it is factual that the younger you are when you smoke it, the more adverse effects it has with regards to your development, brain function wise. That's a known thing.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Exactly.
I smoked a lot of tobacco.
All right. All-Star Weekend, as Ted would say, is a great example. Plenty of people smoking pot and other stuff. But you have more people inebriated under the influence on the roads, in society. Yeah, I'm not saying it's the same as alcohol.
wait.
I don't believe it's the same as alcohol. Yes, you're impaired.
I think it's less problematic, quite frankly. I really do.
I guess we'll find out. Here's the other part. In Colorado, one of the issues in Colorado is people from out of state, like Wyoming, are driving into Colorado, buying dope, and now bringing it back into Wyoming.
Which is no different than going from a dry town and then going to a wet town and buying booze.
The difference is you're stoned and you're driving from Colorado to
No,
Wyoming.
that's not true. That would be the same thing as say I'm going to a wet town, buying a thing of this and drinking on the way back. It's the same thing. So, if you're
Where's
your
our
argument-
pot lady that's going to be mad at me?
She's not on.
I just believe it to be.
Your argument is that you're more
I'm
likely
not
to
for
smoke
legalization.
dope. See, I think we're adults, for God's sake. It's not. It's just let people do what they wanted to do. Because you know what? First of all, I'm not even talking the medical marijuana thing. There's a play there. But just, God, you want to get high? I have never met a violent high guy. Ever. I have met
Do you believe it to be a gateway to other stuff
I
at
don't.
all? You don't.
I don't.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because I smoked pot in high school.
Right.
I smoked pot when I got out of high school. I had a bad experience, and I stopped smoking pot. But
You told me that story.
Yeah, and
You got some.
I was angel dust.
Angel dust.
It was angel.
A little
I believe it was
PCP
angel-
laced.
Yeah. That part's not the feature, by the way, of the good dope.
Not another little piece of no.
But here's the deal. So then you look at. Now I grew up at the time when. Remember Len Bias?
Sure.
Right. So I grew up
1989.
around that time.
1989.
I was aware of that. That guy died from one hit of coke. Right. So I've always been freaked out about that kind of
That was
drug.
1989, I believe, when it happened.
Was it that late? I thought it was earlier than that. Somebody look that up. Okay.
I'll look it up.
But I'll tell you. So when I smoked.
I think I was in college when it happened.
I smoked.
So
I got high in high school. I did. I got high out of high school. I was in the Air Force. Got high. It was great. I had some good times there, but I had one bad experience, and it was pretty freaked out. And then I got out of the Air Force, had another bad experience.
86, I apologize.
Okay,
86.
That's
They died June 19th, 1986.
Okay,
so I was in college. I got that part right.
But I knew that I could. Here's the problem with pot in general. Before it became irregular, is you didn't know what you got. You could, which happened to me.
Well, that's the other part okay, not to interrupt you.
But that's what happened to me. I didn't know what I would get, and so I had what I believe was
what you
PCP.
might have been smoking in 1986 or 85. A little Northern California sense of me, a little whatever.
By the way,
the drugs, the drug now.
California invented pot.
No, I'm just saying, it's a lot stronger today than it was before.
No,
it's not even close.
But here's the difference.
It's not even close.
Here's the argument for pot smokers who believe in this, and again, I'm not, but I believe, but it's more regulated now. So if you buy, the California Hashish 101 today and the California Hashish 101 6 months from now, it's the same. That's the key. Right. If I drink this today and I drink this 6 months from now, it's the same. That's the key. There's no real difference beyond that.
I think the way it's being done now, though, is the proper way to do it if it's going to be legalized. I'm a very big, not to get too political, I'm a very big states' rights guy. That's why this whole gay marriage thing, to me, I don't care. I'm not gay. God bless you. Go do whatever you want. But I firmly believe it is not a federal government issue. It is not a federal court issue. Right. It is an individual state issue.
But that's what it is.
And some states might say, well, here's the reason I say this. When what works in Massachusetts is not Oklahoma, what works in California is not North Dakota, what works in Texas is not New York, what works in Florida is not Colorado.
Sure.
We're all different. If you want to go out and bang a goat, God bless you, go to the state that allows you to bang goats.
Welcome to Utah.
All right? Wherever it might be. All right? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. I don't care. You want to get high, get high. I simply don't care. Like I said, I've never met an angry high guy. I met really super mellow high guys. I've met guys who came up with some pretty cool ideas there because they're high, but I've never met anybody. Okay, so we're done. All right. But anyway, so here's the answer. There is a miracle. God, they're trying so hard. Some of the greatest, largest lawyers in the world are trying to make this happen.
We're over.
I think nothing wrong with that. I think eventually the country will say, very much like prohibition. Right. You guys want to get high? No one's rioting when they're high. They're rioting when they're drunk.
Well, they're just mad when the Domino's guy's late.
Yeah, that's a problem. By the way, if you're a Domino's guy, two things happen. Tips go up because high people, you can kind of say, these aren't the drawers you're looking.
Is that a 20?
These aren't the drawers you're looking for. Same thing. That 20 would be perfect. This 20 would be perfect? Well, yes, it would. That's how it works with high.
So would that 20.
Right. And did you want to give me a 40? You're awesome. I am awesome. Attaboy, big fella. Here's your pepperoni. That's
exactly.
Life is good. All right, next one. And our last one, unless something comes up, and then we're going to do some other things. Awesome 108. The fight impact on the town. We're talking about, of course, Brett and Scott fight. Go.
The Floyd, I'm a wife beater bastard Mayweather versus Manny, I'm a politician in the Philippines, Pacquiao.
I stand corrected.
I will never, ever give Floyd Mayweather a nickel of my money. I think he's, if there was pond
he's a bad
scum,
guy?
there's lower than pond scum.
Because why?
Because he's a convicted wife beater. He's a convicted guy who went to jail for domestic violence.
Okay, so you want
And I
him...
think he's an ass. That's the main reason why.
Well, he's an ass.
There you go. Honestly, I love boxing.
But that wasn't the question.
I love boxing.
The question was, what do you believe the impact is on the
I think it'll be big. The question is, will it be bad big? Meaning, will the All-Star Game crowd of a few years ago with the NBA come in and suddenly we have problems like what's going on with Tupac and all that crap that happened?
I didn't read that in that.
Or will it be a good crowd? I was at the very first Mike Tyson Evander Holyfield fight, not the ear-biting one, but the first one.
Right.
And there was tons of celebrities, and it was a lot of fun to be around that monster crowd. Go in there. I've been to a few fights. Mayweather crowd is much different, even than the Tyson crowd was in that regard.
Everybody liked Tyson.
They did.
I mean, literally everybody liked Tyson.
Not that we liked Mike. We were awed by his awesomeness.
He was the most frightening
even
guy
though
ever.
he kind of talked kind of funny, and I beat Robin Givens up.
Let me just go ahead and put the close-up on you while you do the funny Mike Tyson thing. Because I did it once, and I survived. I thought I won't...
Mike Tyson, how you doing? Hi, Mike. You want to put up your dukes?
Oh, God. Where we are.
I would love to see Manny Pacquiao win the fight. Here's what I've heard.
Can I just say...
Two-night stay.
I'd like to have you on the Vegas Video Network, Mike. And I'll let him go if I have to. I saw Mike Tyson driving down the road one day in a Bentley. He wasn't driving. He was in the back seat. And I said, "Hey, Mike." And he didn't say anything. He looked at me like, what do you want? What the hell are you, man?
Okay, overnight stays at the MGM Grand, normally about $200 a night, $1,600 per night now.
Yeah. For
a regular room, minimum 2-night stay.
Yeah,
Okay, I've seen people on Facebook trying to sell tickets from $8,000 a ticket to $196,000 per ticket.
I saw a dude on Facebook
I have no idea if they're having any luck.
I saw a dude that said...
I wouldn't pay... I wouldn't pay $5 to see the fight only because it's Floyd Mayweather, and I don't want to give him a nickel of my money.
Okay, here's here. So I first saw a guy who was like, ringside seats are going fast. He had a whole... He had like 50 of them. No, 100 of them. They're going fast. Yeah. And they're $25,000. If they're going fast, you wouldn't be pitching on Facebook.
Good point.
A, that's called marketing 101.
Right.
B, if you didn't like Floyd, you'd be probably voting for,
Yeah.
And by the way, a lot of the boxer guys are thinking that he's going to lose.
Well, I don't know that he's going to lose or not. I think if this fight happened 5 years ago, he might have lost. I think it's going to be I think it has the potential to be a boring fight because Floyd doesn't let people hit him. He dances around. He's very quick, he's very fast, and he doesn't box. He kind of dances. But I think Ted brings up a good point, which is that people on the Strip, especially at the MGM, are not looking forward to going to work on Saturday night. Because it's going to be mayhem in every step. Now, if you want to watch the fight and go on the Strip to watch the fight, you must go to a MGM property.
That's right.
Nobody else on the Strip is allowed to show the fight.
That's right.
Except for the MGM properties. Now you can buy it personally on pay-per-view.
By the way,
for like $100.
It wasn't Ted. It was Eric who mentioned that.
Okay.
But I will say this: I just read that the ballroom at I think it's MGM. Is that right? Or somewhere is going to have that wide open for people to go. So you know what? If pay-per-view here,
it's about $100.
Like $100.
Around $100. It might be 85 or so. I'm not, again,
but did you know that Mexico, if you live in Mexico,
right,
the country, have you heard of it? Free.
I don't like Mexico.
But guess what? You know where Manny's from?
He's from the Philippines.
Yeah, not Mexico. And yet Mexico's like, we're in. We're giving it to everybody. By the way, that whole portable water thing,
screw that.
Important. How about watching a little bit of fight with Manny? Is he from Mexico?
Close enough.
It's a rounding area. He
can be Italian too. He's
got a good tan. What do you want from us? My God. All right. So will it make a lot of money?
Ted.
It's going to make a shitload of money for Vegas. Is anybody here from locals going to be going down there? Nobody. It seemed like it was Rock in Rio. Rock in Rio,
right.
Which I hear, actually, I read that Ted said that the sales there are a little soft.
How many people do you ideally want to have? 100,000?
Oh, I don't know, probably. But basically, you can get tickets for pretty much every option with the exception of a couple of VIPs. I don't know that I want to be there on the corner of Sahara and Las Vegas Bar with no parking.
Well, you're going to be bussed in. Do you want to get bussed in?
Is it really how it works?
Yeah, you're going to park wherever. They're going to bus you in.
I ain't got no time to do it.
No, thank you.
All right. So that's it. That was brought to you by the live chat. What did you think, everybody?
Hopefully you liked it.
A complete horror story. All right.
Somebody said they liked the forum.
It
might have been Eric. It might have been Ted. I don't know. Eric and Ted.
Penthouse Forum? What are we talking about?
I don't know.
All right, let's take a break, and we're going to come back with what are we going to come back with?
We're going to go outside, and I'm going to go outside and enjoy the air conditioning.
God, it's such a woman.
Time for Haddam?
Good Lord. We're going to have a break first.
I'm sweating.
Be right back. This is oh my God, it's like I'm talking to a girl. Vegas Video Network, living in Las Vegas. Brett's lost 10 pounds, and he's going to thank me for it eventually. Bye. Hey, everybody. Scott Whitney for LASIK of Nevada. I know what you're thinking. Scott, you're wearing glasses. What on earth can you tell me about LASIK? Well, let me tell you my story. So some time ago, I went and saw Dr. Rothman to see if I could get the LASIK procedure done. And I went through a bunch of tests and come to find out I wasn't a candidate. But instead of those $299 an eye guys who will pretty much work on anybody, Dr. Rothman said to me, it just wasn't an option at the time, which I really appreciated. Now, meantime, he's gone on and done 60,000 procedures. I've got friends in Reno. I've got friends here in Vegas who've all seen Dr. Rothman. As a matter of fact, he's the most experienced LASIK surgeon living in Nevada. So check out LASIKofNV.com. Again, LASIKofNV.com. And if you let them know that you heard about him from us, they'll give you 50% off of LASIK plus an extra $200 off. Again, that's LASIKofNV.com.
LASIK of Nevada today.
Yeah. Have a drink on me. Okay, we're back on the Living in Las Vegas. This show is called
The Living in Las Vegas podcast.
Nobody Gets Back Him. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have.
Are they supposed to pay attention?
Yeah, I don't even. I'm just so happy to have you here because again,
I'm
you
happy
are
to be here.
The most talented person
on this side of the table.
That's right, attaboy. That's a big
I
thing.
could do your job.
Really?
You just got to show me.
You want to be over here?
No, but you are an octopus. I will give you that. You got the computer going, your phone going. You got two keyboards. You got 3 monitors.
Actually, you could do.
I'm not about at all to disparage your ability over here. You even play music once in a while. You might actually hit the proper button once in a while, occasionally, about maybe 18% of the time.
Here's what you're looking for in a host. For those of you out there who are interested in doing a podcast, here's your friend Scott Whitney telling you about podcasting.
See, again,
hey, if you
did hit the right button.
All right,
proof.
I got so many sounds. Hold on. You don't want this guy. Look at him. He's the evil guy. Be afraid, is it? Be afraid, is it? Be afraid. All right. There's no excuse for that. All right, so this is Have a Drink on
Killing
Me.
me, Smalls.
I'm using that line all the time. As a matter of fact, when you bitched about getting
Sandlot,
charged.
greatest movie ever. The Sandlot, go watch it. If you haven't watched it, watch The Sandlot. Wonderful movie.
This is Have a Drink on Me. How does this work? Wait, we're going to show you a couple properties, one that's been done and one that we're about to do. If you recognize the property, and most of my people have recognized it because you're a bunch of drunk alcoholics, you're going to go, hey, I know where it is. You're going to send an email to where?
To have a drink at VegasVideoNetwork.com.
That's right. Have a drink at Vegas Video Network. Scott, what do they possibly kind of win?
I'm Woody. Hey, Buzz.
Hey, wait a minute. Good Lord. Put that down, you crazy
can't
bastard.
put the hat
if
on,
you
bro.
win a drink on me, you could do it. First of all, I'll buy you a drink. That's right. You're in Las Vegas. You're a local. You're a tourist. Your buddy Scott will buy you a drink. Is there anything better than that? Arguably, no. But wait a minute. There's more. You like the Christmas music? Stop. I'll give you a little Christmas music. You want to? You finally?
How is this Christmas music?
Listen, just hold on for a minute. You know what? Sometimes romance and Christmas are part of the same thing, and this one is called Noel. do.
Suck my Yule log, it's called.
Oh my God! Either one of these are hot. Wait a minute, Scott. I'm more of a jazz guy. You know what? I've always liked that about you.
It's a
And that's
Chi-Chi's
why
restaurant.
You want to go to get jazz? I thought, who said that?
Vegas.
Vegas. Wee. All right. This is a gin and tonic from the Vegas Video Networks, or Scott Whitney's Good Jazz Lunch. It's a bit of a hot program. All right. Wait a minute, Scott. I don't like Brett. I mean, I don't like music. That's funny. Hey,
That's true, too.
Dr. Freud.
Yes, I don't like Brett.
Dr. Freud.
Yes.
You may want to. By the way, this is the hot thing, and we just ordered a boatload of these because everybody's ordering these.
Did you get
and I
different colors by chance?
What do you
I'm
mean?
just asking a
No,
question.
this is what we're getting.
It'd be kind of
Because
cool.
this is-
Honestly, it would look good in red.
Oh
it would
my
look
God,
good in
it's
blue.
like
It would look
talking
good
to
in
a
white.
4-year-old. No, this is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. I'm just saying, variety is the spice of life, my friend.
Wait till you go to the big art.
I want a red one.
We're gonna have giant. We're gonna have big thing. It's gonna be awesome. Nice ways. You better be there. Are your kids coming? The
We're
boys?
talking about your party?
Yeah, the boys coming.
Well, it's we don't plan too much things in advance.
Attaboy, don't want to.
I don't want to put myself into a situation where I'm locked
So
in.
you may or may not go.
I'm going to be here.
Yeah, all right, boy. All right, or you could get the Vegas Video Network super fancy embroidered visor. You know what? This is the hot topic right now. We've got back order of 2 already because this is the hot
Orders are
topic.
piling up. We've got 2
That's right.
people waiting.
Wait. Is there more? There is more. Okay, let's take a look at. By the way, if you wear the hat, you look like this. Come on.
That's my father.
You know what?
How you doing, Dad?
He's leaving.
Just talked to him yesterday.
How's he doing?
He's doing well.
Attaboy.
He's doing better.
That's
yes.
good to know. All right, here we go. So let's take a look at last week's Have a Drink on Me. Have a Drink on Me. There it
Hello,
is.
Adam. That is
The Red Room.
Lucifer's bar.
It's Lucifer's room. All right, we had a number. We had 16 entries, which is a nice number. 13 of which were correct. Here's what we got. We got a lot of people. Not a lot. A few of those mistakes thought it was Red Square at Mandalay Bay.
Is that still around? I think it's gone.
Let's just say it's still there. I don't want these people to feel bad for guessing wrong at a place.
No,
that
I think
doesn't even
honestly, I
exist
think it's
more.
wrong.
Oh, come on, Brett. These people are looking for you for support.
Screw 'em.
Come on, Brett. Jeez, Louie. All right, so it's now I gave clues that might not, because I said, for example, I said, hey, this is a bar that I would walk by when going to big properties, big shows, big concerts. And they may go, oh, that's the
You missed the
Mandalay.
best
That's the
potential clue.
Mandalay Convention Center. And I'm like, well, I guess you didn't realize that I went to places that were bigger than the Mandalay, and you're not really pay attention, and you shouldn't
To the
win.
MGM Grand Garden Arena.
It's right. That's exactly where I went. So we
You
had
missed the best clue possible.
And somebody said Jerry. Yeah, and somebody said it's Jerry's bar, and I think Jerry's the guy who hangs out with and drinks with. So there it is. Once more, and there it is. And the answer, Brett, is
Mulan/blank.
no. God, it's
just
like
the Rouge.
training a monkey.
The
Holy
Rouge
crap,
at MGM
look,
Grand.
It's the Rouge.
Well, just
at
you should have
MGM
used the
Grand.
clue Mulan blank. Mulan
that's nice.
blank.
Well, that's why
you
he's
should
in
have done
charge.
that. Then all
I
16 people would have gotten it
I
right.
should have done that. That's,
Anybody have any
I don't-
witty comments for us?
Yeah,
this week?
we got a boatload. This
Atta
is going to be
girls
another
and
20
boys.
minutes. Okay, so first of
Hurry
all,
up.
these guys didn't say
Didn't.
anything fun.
If you say something funny, you'll get right on the air. If you don't, then you're screwed.
The hell with you. All right, so Eric Hansen, I just want to say he's on right now. Airport Limbo. I just want to say God bless your little heart. Okay, you're in
Is
there.
that what he said? God bless your heart?
No, I'm saying that because he's like,
said-
I'm Airport Limbo. I'm like, oh, Eric, look at you. And he said, I'm going to be at Mandalay Bay. I'm like, you're probably going to be drunk by the
Here,
time
I'll
we
put
do
this
it.
here.
But he's in. He's out. He's all right. All right, so he's in. All right, next one. Dawn Verdeau. Dawn recently won. And you know what Dawn did?
What you do?
She took the week off as instructed. You know what, Dawn? I like that about you. Now, of course, Dawn's a bit of a cheater. She has the husband play along a couple times. This time she didn't. But she also decided to add insult to injury, as the kids call it. I follow instructions, which is a rare trait among your viewers and listeners.
Wow. So she threw everybody under the bus.
But Don, you're in because you're a player, all right? Now we've got Carol Mikanesis. I hate that. Here's why she's in. First
you're
of all,
horrible at
I am
names.
so bad. She's a UK
I can't
gal.
wait for the seminar.
I love UK
The
gals.
Scott Whitney seminar on proper pronunciations coming up on Saturday at 1 o'clock at the MGM Grand.
It's going to be a big show, big show. Okay. Belated birthday to Scott. That's why you're in.
That was in February.
Hey,
we weren't
don't-
even on the air then.
Don't judge her. There's a
Suck ass.
right now. If you go, oh, was that a thing?
Yeah, probably.
All right. So, by the way, I can see people are kind of guessing the over-under. You
we're
guys
over.
are way under what's really happening here. But Carol, there's a picture of me right now on the Facebook of me holding up
Facebook.
I've got a Fozzie Bear. I'm doing my like,
Right.
and she's the woman right next to me.
Oh, cool. I saw that.
That's her.
I saw that.
I got Gene Rasmussen. Here's what I like about him. Gene says, "I love the podcast."
Thank you.
Right, can't blame him. Really like Brett.
Thank you. Even better.
Probably can't be trusted.
Winner.
But I miss the Naughty Jelly Sweet.
The who?
Naughty Jelly Sweet. That's how I introduced Melissa.
The Naughty Jelly Sweet.
Naughty Jelly Sweet. That's a European term, actually an England term for candy. A Naughty Jelly Sweet.
Very nice.
I would always say, and my Naughty Jelly Sweet, Melissa Whitney. I would say big hands, Melissa Whitney. And so what basically Gene's argument is that you need a nickname.
I need a nickname. I've got
You have
several.
one? Let's hear one.
Well, one of them is Bert. That's what my college buddies call me.
Probably could do better than that.
BG is the other one.
Man,
That's about it.
his were not very good.
All right.
I'm not gonna
So come up with a nickname for
So
Brett.
come up with a one
Don't
that-
call me your frickin' candy. That's all I'm saying.
It could be my naughty jelly candy.
Yeah, I don't want to
thing.
be that.
All right, so okay. John Herman. Now, John.
Jake
hold on.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Oh, so John writes Rogue. It's Rogue. By the way, that's the winner. Rogue is Rouge. Rouge is French. I'm worried that your show is trying to be classy.
No, we're not.
You got no worries
we're
there,
not.
big fella.
No, we're
Okay,
good.
then we've got Alan Perry. Alan, there it is.
Any relation to the Perry
Alan's
that
the-
we talked about last week? Was it the singer? Was it Lisa?
Oh,
No, what's her first name? Perry.
Linda.
Linda Perry.
So Linda,
What's
Alan.
going on?
Alan's got a great email. We're going to read that later.
Okay.
And then we got Tim Peters. Tim has a
Look at you. An email also?
no. It's part of his "Have a Drink on Me" entry. I will read it now. Ready?
Okay. Yes. Why are you looking at me like that? Like Johnny Carson or something. What are you doing?
Saluska. La réponse est bonne envers sur moi.
What?
Si es la belle de rouge dans MGM Grand. Et oui, j'ai l'Ulysses Google Traduction pour si la acclamations Tim Peters, everybody.
I
So
can't
what he
wait for that
basically
seminar.
did,
I can't wait for that seminar.
he basically
Scott Butcher's French coming up at 2.
He wrote stuff and he put it in the Google translation. But you know what? He gets points for that. I kind of hope Tim wins.
All right. Good job, Tim. Very
All right.
creative.
So the winner, of course, for this here thing, which there it is again, is in fact
The
Rouge.
Rouge.
It is a
At
color.
MGM
It's
Grand.
French.
It's not part of the rainbow, though.
I don't know what that
Is that all of
means.
them? Is that all the entries?
Yeah, that's it. It was
All right.
13. How many do you want?
I just
Maybe if
asking a
you
question.
actually talk to your people, you might get more entries. I'm
I
doing all the
talk
work.
to my people.
Did you copy my have a
I had
drink on
several
me's?
people who watched the show last week.
Oh, we'll have a little talk about the work that you're doing.
I'm a busy man.
Now, because I'm just hanging out, smoking dope and hoping for.
This is what you do. This is you. This is Scott Whitney.
This is pretty neat.
I have many things going on. I'm multifaceted.
I know that you're very fascinating and you're a very popular man. Okay, here we go.
right,
Pick
all right.
the winner.
The winner is
Oh,
somebody
wait a
just
minute.
flew
We
out.
can't do that. Let me just see who could have won. Oh, wait a minute. Let's put him back in.
That was your guy.
I really like for him to win.
That was the guy.
I don't even want to talk about it.
He jumped out like he was Nemo, for Christ's sake.
Hush, little baby. Hush, little baby.
I will
You know,
go to the
Nemo's
left.
got
He just
one-
did it again. One just flew out again. He might have gone back in.
No, he didn't.
He might have. If he did pop out, and he might have flew back in.
Check the replay.
That is wild.
That's wild.
I never saw a 3M piece of paper
Okay,
jump like that.
And if you pick Dawn, put her back in because she's already won. She's the
I
good one.
picked Dawn.
Who is it?
I picked John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. John Herman,
John Herman!
who says Rouge is French. I'm worried that your show is getting classy.
John,
you
got
are the winner.
And
Tell him what he's won.
stand by. Hope I get the right one. Yes, John. Well, God bless your little heart, John. You got funny, and that's why karmically you won. Of course, you might win a drink on me. Who wouldn't want that? I'm a lot of fun to drink with and all that good stuff. Plus, you might want to win one of these here Vegas Video Network visors. You know what? You probably don't want to order that anytime any soon because, goddamn, they're on back order. That was probably a goddamn.
Yeah, it was.
2 of those. Or if you like the jazz music, and who doesn't really, then you want one of these awesome CDs. Again, big hand for John Herman, everybody.
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
That's my name, too.
Way to go, John. Congratulations,
Whenever I
John.
go out, the people always shout, there goes
John Jacob Jingleheimer.
Smith. No. Guess what?
Oh, sorry.
There's a good chance that we're over 50. 40.
Well, we're over an hour and a half is what we are.
God, I wish you'd stop talking. All right, here's today's Have a Drink on Me. There it is.
Do I know what the answer is? Did you put it in the thingamajig? Because I need to help you with your...
No, my hints are awesome.
you did not put it in there, did you?
Yeah, they're down there. I can see it. I guess that reading is fundamental part didn't play out for you.
Under the rouge, I see
It's under Haddam.
I see have a drink at VegasVideoNetwork.com.
Do you see that we're in? Okay, never mind.
I see
Okay.
drinks and vibes.
Here's the first
I see
Sam.
nothing about what it is.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I see your items as hints. I do not
Yeah, that's
see
it.
the answer.
Do you see the dark, bold word right after the graphic?
Oh, that's the answer.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Hey, way to go, big fella.
Okay.
It's like talking to a
Where's
child.
this at?
Let me give you some hints. All right, number one. First of all, hint number one, the property that could actually be in a different country. The name of the property that this bar is in could be the name of a different country. Okay, that's enough. Don't go any farther. Second hint, the name
the
of this,
wind?
The name of this bar, good Lord. The name of this bar, it's
Treasure
combustible.
Island. I get
It's combustible.
Okay.
All right, follow me? And number three, if you're a total rewards player, which means if you're on the Caesars world, this will not work for you. In other words, it's an MGM Grand property, but it's not an MGM Grand. It's one of their properties. Again, it could be in the name of the property it's in could be another country. And it's not Paris because that's not a total rewards. Come on, figure it out, people. Work with me. It's combustible. Think fire. Think something that makes fire happening.
Fire.
And if you're a total rewards person, if you're a Caesars guy,
I don't know that people are going to get this very
It's
easily.
a tough one. This is going to be a
Yeah.
tough one. Hey, if you want to play,
Because it's officially, can I be honest with you?
Yeah,
You
totally.
might think it's it's officially not in a casino.
yeah, it is.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
it's a little bit outside of a
No,
casino.
it's not.
a
It
little
is
bit outside.
not officially in a casino.
Yeah, it is. According to that casino, it is.
Their address is not in a casino.
According to the casino, if you go to this casino,
I'm just saying the casinos say whatever they want.
if you
Their
go to the
address
casino,
is not in a
if you
casino.
go to the casino, which is the name of a foreign place, that bar is listed in that casino. I checked it out. By the way, I have to say this. I want to thank Ashley Piner for providing this graphic. Ashley, of course, is with Las Vegas for Beginners. And by the way, here's what I've learned about Ashley. I went to a little meetup that she had with some people at the pizza place. Brett couldn't make it because he's very famous. But here's
Pizza.
what,
You didn't tell me pizza.
I did tell you, but you didn't want to hear me. You didn't want to hear what I had to say. Here's what Ashley is. She is a hugger, especially when she's been drinking.
Good for you. Was
Okay.
Melissa around?
What's that?
Was Melissa around?
Nah, we don't want to talk about that.
Hey, is it time for some listener email? Are we going to a commercial?
All right. I'll give you a commercial. We haven't done one of your commercials in a while.
Thank you.
Anyways, so have a drink on me. Send that to us. We want you to win. At least I do. We'll be right back. Here comes the donut, my brother. Go.
Jelly
Walk
filled
with
donut.
me, talk with me. Taste the best restaurants in Vegas with me. When you're walking with the Walking Gourmet, for sure. A food tasting tour that you're sure to adore. When you're walking with the Walking Gourmet.
Hey, brand new restaurants are being featured now on our tour at the Palazzo and the Venetian. Join us for a tour soon.
With the Walking Gourmet.
Walking never tasted so good. Felt so good. You're killing it. It's time for some listener emails.
I need one more cocktail. Okay. It's time for listener email. This is going to be pathetic because it's all about how wonderful Brett is. Brett's wonderful. Brett's gorgeous. Brett's a great.
I get to read the girls, Carol and Penny.
Now, so
and
here
you get to read the boys.
Again, let's talk a little bit about
Fred.
Hey, how about quitting talking over me? Hey, if you want to actually be or have your email read on the show, well, of course, you could be in the live chat and we'll read everything. But if you don't, then here's what you do. You send an email to where?
On air Q, the letter Q at livinginlv.com.
Well done. Again?
That is on air Q
at
livinginlv.com.
Excellent. We have a cornucopia of talk.
A potpourri.
A potpourri. It's unbelievable. We're going to start with mine. We're not going to go in the order that you see in the outline because I am a bit of a rebel. So the first one is about Brett. Jeez, they're all about Brett. It's like Brett. It's not living in Las Vegas. It's living in Brett world. Oh, my God. We're going to have to let him go. But
somebody's jealous.
I don't feel jealous. Yeah. I just dress that way. Okay. Mark writes, great show. Very compelling show with Brett and his medical condition. Love to know how he dealt with this financially, insurance, etc., Obamacare.
Well, this is pre-Obamacare. So I was diagnosed in 2010. Luckily, my wife has insurance and I have insurance, so we are doubly insured. And so that's helped quite a bit. For example, medications I've been on, I took an oral medication, for example, which was $10,000 a month for the pills.
Holy crap.
A pill called Zaloda. Wow. I take 84 pills over the course of 21 days, 4 pills a day, whatever that number is. 4 pills a day. Zaloda, it was $10,000 a prescription.
Do you pick that up at CVS?
I paid $30.
But
you pick it up? Actually, those I'd have to go to the special pharmacy, the Walgreens special pharmacy, like the compound pharmacies they have over by. There's certain things that you only go to a specific pharmacy for.
All right.
It's called a compound, and there's a Walgreens specific on over by UMC. So Rancho and Charleston area.
Right.
That was it. You know, the your out of pocket costs. Like everybody else.
Were you using your wife's insurance most of the time?
We used both. The nice thing about that was...
so you could use hers for this and then yours for that or whatever?
Or, hey, you always... Like for a copay, for example, used up both insurances and the copay would disappear.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a thing. So, but no, my medical bills each year... And remember, I also have a son who's on medication and gets stuff every year as well. We probably spend over $20,000 a year in medical expenses,
So it's been okay.
If you consider how much we pay in premiums and how much we pay for the actual out-of-pocket, it's over $20,000 a year.
Wow, that's crazy.
Luckily,
right, your turn.
Luckily, we're able to afford it.
Go.
Penny in North Carolina says, I hope Brett had a wonderful birthday.
By the way, here's the problem
cake.
with all these. Oh, Brett's great. Brett's lovely.
The answer to have a drink on me is the Stage Door Casino Bar. You said, hey, Penny, did you get your CD? Then Penny responded, yes, I did, Scott. I got the CD. Thank you very much. This week's show was so interesting. I'm so glad that Brett is doing well now. Love the show. I'm so glad that Brett has joined you. I shop K-Shop for my show tickets every time I visit Las Vegas 3 times a year. Glad you're getting the news out about the shopping show. I love you, Penny.
First of all, she didn't write K-Shop, but God bless you.
K-Sop.
K-Sop.
She forgot the S-H.
So Penny's like, I like K-Sop.
For those of you that don't know, it's really easy.
But what's cool is that she's a tourist. And she still uses your...
Which is fantastic because it's a great way to use it.
It's really smart.
Think of KSHP.
K-Shop.
Cash Saving Happy People. We spell cash with a K. Cash Saving Happy People. I actually did.
The Chicago guys
about 15 years. No, it's me.
How'd that feel? Good?
Feel good.
Yeah, well, you could probably do better than that, but that's all right.
Anyway,
so Penny... Here's what I like about Penny. Penny's like, you know what? I knew Brett before Brett knew Brett.
That's cool.
Penny's kind of a pimp.
That'll be Penny. I love you, Penny.
I'll go next. This is a long one.
Oh, good. I love hearing it. Is it about me?
Yeah, no shit on that one. Apparently, you touched a few people.
Not physically. I'll be in jail.
Easy. Or not. All right, there we go. This is from Alan. This is actually part of his. Never. I don't want to talk about it. All right. Blah blah blah. Rouge. I have nothing particularly entertaining or amusing to talk to you about. That's part of his have a drink on me because he's funny. But I did want to make a. I will say this: that show it affected a boatload of people.
Thank you.
Super proud of that show. You know what I liked about it the most?
What's that?
My wife said it was the best show I ever did, and that's including the part where I danced naked in front of her.
Now, so those are the shows that she was a part of.
No. I'm just talking about the dancing naked part. Just don't take away from my joy, right? Okay, here we go. But I did want to make a comment about the last show regarding Brett's account of his cancer treatment. Everyone has a friend or family member who has cancer touch them in one way or another. My next door neighbor and best friend when I lived in Boulder, Colorado, was just such a person. And thank God that 3 years later, he's still here. Brett has a special way of telling the story.
Thanks.
It's true.
Yeah.
I kind of like him. He'll be okay. And I very much appreciated hearing it. Here's what's interesting about that. I was worried about it on a variety of levels.
Right.
I mean, I was worried about asking the right questions and not being a douchebag about it. But I was also, and I wanted it to be fun and entertaining. And it's hard to be fun and entertaining about, cancer. But people really kind of dug it, and Melissa kissed me, which was nice. My friend Ed also had a very special story to tell. It's very touching to hear those stories. I listened to Living in Las Vegas podcast while exercising in the morning.
Okay.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Well, clearly,
while having a cup of coffee while exercising.
We don't.
Yeah.
You don't get this from exercising. You get this from...
This is Body by Pasta.
This is about... No. It's about the camera adds... way too much weight.
How much you weigh?
Let's not have an outside talk about that.
Okay.
It's really, I'm actually.
I weigh more than you do.
No, I bet you don't.
I do too.
We'll talk about that offline.
All right.
But I bet you'd be surprised how much I weigh. Because most people think I'm way less than when I look. I carry my weight.
I bet you have more.
Write it down.
I don't have a pen. Give me a pen. I do weigh myself every morning. Just so you know.
Really? So does people who are crazy.
I'm not crazy. I just do it because the scale's right there, and that's what I do. So there you go. That's me this morning.
I'm a little under that.
Yeah, as I told you.
But not much.
Okay.
Not much. No,
Okay.
All right. I listened to a Living in Las Vegas podcast while exercising in the morning. This morning, I am glad no one was around while I listened to Brett's story. I admit to some verbal and some other reactions to some of the more excruciating details of Brett's struggle. I don't need others out there in their exercise to hear that. What a touching podcast that was. Thank you guys for that. I will pray that God will continue to watch over Brett and give him many, many, many more years of enjoyment with his family and friends. Alan Perry from Prescott, Arizona.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about this. You had where was the very first person from?
That was Carol from England.
England. And I had Penny from North Carolina. You got Prescott, Arizona. And the last person is Brummy from England.
Wait, that's...
Carol.
Hold on. The one I had before that was from... I don't know where he's from. Tim Peters. Let's call him Midwest.
All right. Okay. Thank you, by the way. I have a scan next Tuesday.
Okay. Well,
we're it was scheduled originally. It was scheduled for yesterday, but it got it's a different kind of scan. They had to redo it, so it'll be next week.
But let me, if I'm allowed to say this, Alan, I really appreciate that comment. I think that again, I joked about this on the, I think it was on Facebook that we had like 25 swear words last time, 3 of which was me calling you a fucking stud.
Yes, you did.
So yeah, Brett's a stud. Okay, your last one, what do you got there?
This is from Carol, and Carol is from...
Carol, who I've drank with. She's been
Carol's
next to me.
From the UK. She's from
UK.
England. How many countries are in this country for? She's from England.
Yes.
She says, howdy, Scott. That's kind of odd that a person from England would say howdy. That's all I'm saying.
You can't blame her on that.
Giddy up. Can I just say how inspiring Brett's story was and how fascinating to hear about his experiences? I was amazed about his information regarding the differences between chemo and radiation that I never realized before, and how many of my friends who also knew someone suffering with cancer will be watching this episode. Thank you so much for giving Brett a platform and a substantial time slot to share such a powerful story. Fascinating stuff. Is Brett bionic? Just below the waist. I am sure he must be made of metal. Wow, amazed by him. All that with yet another pretty clever and cool intro. You spoil us from your number one fan period, Carol in the UK.
Thank you, Carol.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it all very much. And I read some posts on Facebook, and I was telling Scott before the show. My wife did not watch it. She would not watch it. She will not watch it. And her response was, she goes, I live it every day, and I know about it, and I don't want to. And that's kind of the way she's always been with stuff, and I respect that about it. I did tell her, and she always asked me how'd the show go, and I said, it went fine. And so I did not honestly tell her what the show was about.
You didn't tell her that it was about you
until about Sunday, about 3 days ago.
All right.
And I said, have you watched it yet? She goes, no. I said, well, you might not want to. It's about, we talked about my cancer. And I talked about all the stories about it and that. So, and she goes, nope, not going to watch it. So,
do you think she'll ever watch it?
Maybe. I don't know. My dad watched it, and
what did he say?
He thought it was, it's funny because he does watch the show. He watches it probably in short time periods.
Right.
He'll watch a half an hour here and a half an hour there.
Well, you know why that is, don't you?
He falls asleep.
That's not why.
He's 82.
Oh my God, no!
He falls asleep. That's why.
Oh man, I'm trying to look out for him. No, that's not why.
That's him.
No, he wears that.
He does wear the cool hat.
He watches a little bit. He goes, you know what? I got to wear the hat.
Well, no, he like I said last week, he's had some heart procedures recently, and he has a hard time sleeping. So he goes, I got up to go to the restroom about 5 o'clock in the morning. So I was awake for a while. So I watched about a half an hour. Then I fell back asleep around 5:45, 6 o'clock. And
right, you don't need.
I watched some more. He goes, I watched some more about 9 o'clock in the morning. No, he was there as well, along with my wife and my mother. They were there for a lot of it.
And it's hard for a parent.
Yeah, he thought it was very touching as well, all that kind of stuff. So, the one thing I did not mention last week, which I should have, and this is the most amazing thing to me about the entire experience. When I was in California, now think about this. Let's say you went to California and you were in the hospital. Right. Obviously, your wife and your children are going to come visit you. Yeah. How many people do you think would make the effort to come and see you in the hospital?
Do they owe me money?
No, they don't owe you anything. They're just people who care about Scott.
I don't have a lot of those people.
That's the amazing thing. And I'm not, my daughter kept track of this. There was like 65 people that came from not just Las Vegas. They came from Chicago.
That's nuts.
My wife's family's from Chicago, so her mom and dad were coming. My family's from St. Louis, so all of my brothers, I have 4 brothers, and my mom and dad. So there's that. But I had people. This is the most amazing thing to me. I had people that I had coached their sons in baseball. Right. I had people from my Rotary Club. Right. I had people that I just were friends that I played hockey with. Right. That came to visit me. Right. And that's the amazing thing. I mean, the very first time I had chemo, it was my wife was there with me, and then a couple of friends of mine, Frank and Holly Orlando.
That's in California, right?
No, this is here in Las Vegas.
Oh, all right.
Holly's great. She brought me like Maxim magazines and Playboys and stuff, because I don't know how long you're going to be here for, but I'm bringing you some stuff. Like, really? I think Maxim and stuff. And then, people who cooked meals for our family. I told you the one story about the cookies being delivered, but I had other people who came by, and I saw them. Ironically, I saw 2 of them in church on Sunday afternoon. And a good friend of ours, a guy named Carl, he and his wife, he'd bring me lunch. I also had people in my club in Rotary who would come when I was home recovering. Who would come and sit with me and watch TV and just hang out for their lunch hour and say, Brett, I'm going to hang out with you. It is the funny thing. This is kind of funny. When I wasn't able to sleep overnights, you can't watch the same stuff. Like, if you're watching ESPN Sports Center or something, or the news.
Three's Company,
it's all repeats. Right. The only thing really that was on television overnight that wasn't an infomercial or a rerun was like HGTV. Oh. It was all of these shows about redecorating your house, your landscaping. They were all TV. Different. I know it is, isn't it?
Oh no!
So I would watch
I
like 6
reprogrammed
hours of
I reprogrammed
HGTV.
our TV that says the devil's TV because you're allowed to do that. I'm like, this stuff is poison, especially to husbands. Oh, honey,
Can't you do that, honey?
Do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do that.
Really?
If I did two things: A,
I had an
drank a lot.
unlimited budget.
B, I was a heroin addict, and B, I actually knew how to put a nail in a wall. But no, so stop watching that.
So that's
crap.
what I would watch. So I kind of got hooked on it. So even when I was home during the middle of the day and you're by yourself, because it really is, I mean, unless you're watching soap operas or Oprah or those kind, The View and those kind of crappy shows that make you want to get the gun out of the closet and say, let's forget it. This is over. Thank you.
And that's the end of the show.
I would watch HGTV.
Oh man,
I watched all of those shows like crazy. People would sit with me and look at me and they'd sit with me and they go,
Wait, have you seen the couple
Can't
that's like
watch
an
this.
Asian gal and a white
yeah,
dude?
that's the rehab guys.
They're a cute couple.
They're like they're in Waco, Texas. They're in Waco, Texas.
I
Yeah,
don't think they're in Waco.
yes, they are.
No, Waco.
It's the guy's white, and they have a farm. They've got small
Yeah.
kids.
Are
That's
they in
Waco.
Waco?
They're in Waco, Texas.
They're good.
I like that show.
They're really good.
Yeah.
It's probably the best show on that whole show.
The cool thing, the good thing about that show is it's people can buy houses for like $100,000.
That's the play.
And yeah,
No, those guys are awesome.
Yeah, you're not buying houses for millions of dollars.
Yeah,
So-
I like them. All right, so
So anyway,
you know what we discovered today?
what's that?
Brett is a stud.
Thank you.
What are you gonna do about that, really?
Chicka chicka.
And with that, you know what we're doing? What are we at?
Are we finna do it?
Oh, we're almost 2 hours.
right.
Hey, is there any chance that we're actually going
2
to play
hours.
this? We're at 1:50.
Actually, this Friday we have a game at 5:00, so they'll be on after the game. We'll play it after the game for a full 2 hours. Yeah, we'll play it.
Yeah, so it'll be on at what, midnight?
No, games at
who's
5.
playing?
The Dodgers, the Dodgers.
Oh, so
So
we're
it'll be
gonna-
over by 8
wait a
o'clock.
minute, wait. So I can say,
You're
in all
after the
honesty, living in Las Vegas with Brett and Scott, following the Dodgers.
You could. You can.
What do you think about that?
I think that's a good idea. All right.
Can I ask you another question about that?
Sure.
We're so over, it doesn't really matter at this point.
This is officially the longest show ever, and we didn't have an official topic.
I'm so proud.
So there's no
proud
time
of?
for an after
You
show.
know who I'm proud of?
What's that?
Live chat.
Yeah, Live Chat did a very nice job.
Great job.
Yep.
I'm gonna do one of these. There it is. I'm so proud of you people.
Tennis clap. Tennis clap.
Here's what I like about you know what, I'm done.
Oh, by the way, this Woodford Reserve, by the way, this weekend is the Kentucky Derby. Not just the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, but the first Saturday in May.
I know a
this
guy.
Saturday, yes, May 2nd.
Tennessee.
Not Tennessee. This is in
Which
Kentucky.
one's in Tennessee?
That's Jack Daniels is in Tennessee.
wait,
Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels.
I'm trying to think of the
This is
horse
Kentucky
race.
straight bourbon whiskey. There's no horse race.
Of the 3 horse races, the big 3, they are
Kentucky
Triple Crown.
Derby, the Belmont Stakes. The Preakness is in Baltimore.
Kentucky, right? I know,
And the horses are down the stretch.
I know
They
a
have
guy-
rocks thrown at them
I know
at
a
the
guy
Preakness
who
in
could
Baltimore.
who could get us in the infield.
Well, the infield's not where you want to be.
Oh, don't tell me that.
I'm just telling you. That's
He
where all the
was- he
college
was
kids
pretty
are.
happy. Well, God, you know what?
I was at the Kentucky
Hey,
Derby
you know,
about
here's my dream.
4 years ago.
This is my dream, and here's Brett.
Okay, I was at the Derby. Remind me to tell you my Derby story next week. We had a great time. We drove a limousine from St. Louis to Louisville.
How far is that?
4 hours.
Oh, that's not wrong.
But I drove because I was going through hardcore
Oh, you
chemo.
drove
and
the limo.
I drove the limo.
You drove the limo.
Yeah, this is a great story for next week,
Okay.
or maybe the after thing.
Potpourri version 2.
Yeah, just put it down there.
What do you guys think about
Brett's
this? Hey,
Churchill
chat people,
Downs experience.
should we continue with this potpourri stuff, or should we actually be organized?
Well, we had partial organization.
Yeah, we are. But, all right.
All right.
Hey, everybody, thanks for playing along.
Thanks for having us.
If you want to play along with us, let's say you want Brett, obviously Brett, not me, to answer one of your questions. You'd send it to onairq@livinginlv.com. You get onairq@livinginlv. You know what? You have a dulcet tone. Your voice is that of the angels. Well, I've always thought that about you. You're going to go onto our website.
Talking about me?
You're going to, jeez, it's like talking to a rock. You're going to go onto that little red clicky thing on the side. You're going to click it. You're going to use your microphone on your computer, and you're going to leave us a voicemail. And we're going to listen to it, and then we're going to talk about it. And you are going to be famous. You know why? Because your whites will be whiter, and your brights will be brighter. That, my friends, is a promise, not a guarantee. Why? Because I don't want to be sued. Hey, listen, people, you're out there, you're watching us, you're on the marketing thing. Well, hold on, God, stop. I should play the whole song. Oh, you should. All right, if you're checking us on iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. Why wouldn't you? Quite frankly.
Good point. Yeah.
And the other parts of this, like I said, besides iTunes, we're on the YouTube, we're on KSHP occasionally. Sometimes you really don't know with these guys. Oh, I should ask you. We'll ask the live chat what our over/under is. I think you'll be shocked on that one. So we're on YouTube, KSHP, Roku. Over 31,000 people are subscribed to us on the Roku. We're on Stitcher. We're on Vegas Video Network. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. I'm Scott Whitney. He's Brett Grant.
Yes, I am.
You know what he is? Apparently, he's the steadiest man you're ever going to meet, which arguably is probably true. Thanks, everybody, for playing along. We'll see you guys next week.
Good night, everybody.
All right.